government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Yeah, they are. It's awesome how many of them really are just that. It's amazing. It's amazing when you think about it. Welcome back to another night of Shtick with Koolfrogg. We just had a great time watching Jimmy draw and guessing those wonderful drawings. If you haven't checked out Click Draw Jimmy, you should totally check him out. It's awesome, fun stuff. I threw a bunch of links to a whole bunch of people, and we're going to see what kind of conversations we can actually drum up for the night. You might be surprised who joins and who doesn't. Who knows where this night will actually end, where it's even going to start. You, it's just there's so many people that I have the tendency to throw links at to get us to actually get them to actually come join me for whatever random conversation decides to come up. You never exactly know. I've as many times as I've attempted to do these open mics like this or whatever, it's usually turned out pretty good. No matter what, I've always had fun. And you might just, we'll just kind of give it a few minutes to see who actually decides to actually come popping in here. I'm gonna actually continue throwing links at people just to see if there's any takers, if there's anybody that wants to actually come join this wonderful, wonderful time of shoot the shit or open mic on this particular channel. It turns out great usually. We'll see what's going on. Comments. Who's here? Keith Gregory. What is up? Sean D with a pair of tits and beautiful. What's up, dear? Good to see you, dear. Um, um, Anybody that wants to join, if you're sitting in chat, all you have to do is simply say, "Hey, I want a link," and you might be surprised if I can get you a link. If I can get in contact with you, I will invite you in for these wonderful times. And you can actually be the cool person that says, I got to actually join Koolfrogg. It was amazing. Right, Chandy? Puffer P says, yo. Sorry, Jimmy. She's on top of it tonight. She's on top of it tonight. She actually joined us with Clickjaw Jimmy. That was pretty good. That's right. Right, Sean? So show them net. What? You got to pay for that. Them don't come for free. They never have, and they never will. The fun one is we got lots of friends that are on the other side of the world that are actually awake. Michael Hagan, what's up? Happy Friday to you. Glad you're here. Good to see you. The fun thing about all this is the interesting is it's super easy to actually sway the conversation or create the conversation as it be by just simply hitting it up with a question. Is the frog sober tonight? Yes, the frog is actually sober. All I have is some CBD and some tea. I'm actually in pain. I wish I had something more, but I just simply don't. I simply don't. I believe I slept on it wrong, and it's very painful. My shoulder all the way down through my pinky is just throbbing. So CBD. Yep, that's the only thing I got. I don't have any THC at the moment. I wish I did. DJ Nitro Blue, what is up, brother? How's it going? He says, hey, all you beautiful people out there in Radio Land, tonight will be on shortly finishing my dinner. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Squabble, come on. You come join me for a bit. You don't have to stay all night. I promise you do not have to. But I always love your input that you have, because your input is so much different than most others. You actually have a different way of bringing us some fun information, as it be. Sean D says, "You don't eat dinner, DJ Nature Blue, you liar." I bet he does. I bet he eats meat, lots and lots of meat. Taking ibuprofen? Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Won't work. I'll be laying my ass in the corner and not being sitting here enjoying myself with all these wonderful people that will bring themselves in here shortly. Just give them a little bit of time and we'll see who actually decides to come crawl themselves through the door. I'm gonna actually throw a couple other links out there so then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See what kind of conversations actually come out of this tonight. It should be fun. And we'll see what actually comes of it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll throw some notes at the. Did I get? Okay, I got that. Got that. We'll see. We'll see. Shadow of Hawk actually said that he could not join us tonight. He actually has some personal things going on. I was kind of hoping to actually get him to come through. Maybe we'll see what we can do. Sometime soon, we'll get Shadow of Hawk to come back through and join me for some conversation. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about some people if they're sleeping. I don't know. Is Div sleeping? Anybody know? All right. See, there's people that are like, yes, me. Sean D, you have a way I can get a hold of you? Want to come join me? Or are you interested? Something to kind of bring some conversation? Or are you? I'll just give them a few minutes. Give them a few minutes. They'll come through. They'll come through. You just got to give them time. Everybody just got off stream already. That we were just on. And I said, well, I'll be up for another 4 or 5 hours because that's what I normally do. So I might as well actually go ahead and throw a stream up and see what kind of people can actually join me. If, like I said, if anybody in chat is actually interested, I could in an hour or so. I'm still at the shop. DM me when you get done, and if you're interested in conversating with us, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It could be fun. It's starting a little bit later than I normally do, so you just never know exactly who will actually show up or not. Ellie Font, what's up? Good to see you, dear. Currently shopping. That's another one that I'd like to actually get up here because I know that you'd be fun to actually talk to. You usually have quite a bit to say in chat. One of these days, even maybe tonight after you're done shopping. You hit me up at Koolfrogg on Twitter or koolfrogg@gmail.com or through Discord or however it just so happens to be. It could be a good time. So in here, I'm just kind of throwing random messages out, see who I can actually lasso in here. I have to find a night where the kids are in bed and I'm not cleaning up after the little monsters. Leave it become a mess. Tell them to pick it up. That's usually how it works best. Is once you actually get into a certain age, you just be like, pick up your toys, put them where you found them, do all that wonderful things that parents do with children as they're aging. Teach them to put things back where they found them. Though my parents always taught me to put away my things and put them back where I found them, I have the tendency to still be an unorganized mess, or rather an organized mess, I guess. It's kind of chaotic organization. I don't know. I know where things are. Though it looks like it's a mess, it's really not. As you can tell, the camera is actually here, so you can kind of see things or whatever that are behind me, but you can't see what's right here. You can't see what's on the desk. What's on the desk can actually be a pain in the ass in itself. That's going to be fun. I got a couple of people that have actually already said that they'd come and join me. I think I don't know if I have a link to one in particular. I got to take a look here. Who's this? It's a click draw Jimmy. Oh my, they're all coming through at the same time. What's up, Squab Bob? And beautifully inappropriate.
Hello.
Brother. all these wonderful people that won't turn on a camera because they're all like,
I don't got a webcam.
Excuse me, it's 5 a.m. in the UK. I don't think
Frog,
I should be turning on the camera.
5 a.m.
Frog, do you have a special camera, or does your monitor have a camera in it?
I have its own camera. Yes, I have. No,
Which one?
it's a Logitech.
Oh, geez, you have a actual separate camera.
Actual separate camera. Yes.
No, you have
USB
several
mounted.
separate cameras actually, because I've seen different angles before. I've seen you show off. Look at that smile.
just a couple.
Oh, no.
Actually, one of them's not really. It's plugged in, but it's over on. I have Xbox over on the other side of this setup with its own monitor, which I have a camera set up on that, but I really haven't used it because I don't like the backdrop. So I've been actually projecting my Xbox over on the third monitor and just using two for this. It's kind of I don't know. It's always a work in process to actually get things just right. You see people that actually have like a setup and they leave it there. They don't touch it. They don't move it. I doubt that they even dust their room.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Check up on your fan, you guys. There's a lot up there.
Uh-huh. I doubt that even dust their room is pretty much what it comes down to. And like you said, check your fan.
Beamer, shush now, baby boy, shush.
Oh, the puppy.
There you go. You might be surprised who comes in here next.
Oh, who is it?
You'll see. Everybody loves everybody that comes around here, and that's the thing, is we all appreciate everybody all so much.
Love someone sometime.
Like I said, you just never know.
You don't. Who is it? Nick Ricada.
Who's gonna create? Who's gonna come pop themselves through here?
Nick Ricada showed up.
Yeah, right. If
Johnny
Nick
Depp.
Ricada showed up, I'd be shitting my pants.
Hot
Like,
diggity
It's
dog.
Nick Ricada.
It's the
Seriously,
nose.
I've talked to that man. He doesn't really talk to me.
It's the
Yeah,
nose.
what's up? What's up with these big creators not shining on these small creators? Like, ain't they
I
trying to
don't-
post
I
us
don't-
up a
some
little
of them
bit here?
Did for a while, but then all of a sudden, they're like,
I got
I'm
my
way
own
too
thing
big
going
now.
on all of a
I
sudden.
don't want to share that.
I don't
It's just I don't know. It's a weird.
It is
thing.
what it is. You know what? They got a lot going on, to be honest. They do.
I guess if
I'm
you
not
say
trying to
so.
make excuses, but it is something.
We'll see.
Hmm.
So then it's date night at the Ricetta house. Yeah, I seen that. I got a message from
Sure.
saying
Said,
that no show tonight.
Sean said,
Uh-huh.
who's his wife seeing?
They swinging
Left,
left, right,
wow.
and center.
You
Whoever he's
funny.
not seeing, huh? Right? They both went on their own dates.
Ooh, yucky.
Yeah. It's date night. Didn't say with who though.
Lots of
That's-
folks
disturbing.
died on this day in history.
Yeah.
You're sitting right here, Squaw Bob.
I'm right here.
Why don't you enlighten us on these deceased people?
Lots of folk died on this day in history too. Like whom?
One of my favorite authors, J.R.R. Tolkien. He died on
Wow.
this day.
I did not know that. Okay. Beamer, do you want down off the bed? Is that what
Well,
you
see, he started off with on this day, September 2nd, 1666, the Great Fire of London began accidentally in the house of the king's baker. It burned for 4 days and destroyed about 13,000 houses. And then he
Space
says lots of folks
shuttle-
died this day. So I think he
Space-
should enlighten us.
The Challenger space shuttle blew up, killing
Sure.
a teacher.
Yes, I remember that. I remember sitting in elementary school. They actually had us all sitting in the gymnasium to watch the launch of this particular, and when it actually blew, like the whole freaking like I said, everybody was sitting there watching. Every single one of us is like, "Oh, what just happened?" And it was like, I was young.
It was
I was,
unbelievable.
second grade.
It really was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It was.
She
You
was
talking
going to
about
be like
9/11?
the first civilian in space, right? I mean,
Yeah,
from
because she was a
America.
teacher, right?
Yeah, and you would think that they would be extra careful, extra careful, but they weren't.
What were you guys doing the
was like
morning of
9.
9/11?
Was that like 1986 or something that happened, Squab?
95, I think.
95. That doesn't seem right.
Oh, 86.
86. I
1986.
was right.
Yo, people
What
older
happened
than
in
I am.
86?
1986. I was 9. Yes.
What happened? Sorry, I wasn't.
Challenger
space
shuttle
the space shuttle's
blew up.
Challenger.
Oh.
on liftoff.
Okay. Yes,
It-
so what
it-
are you saying?
One of the
Jimmy?
most amazing things as it launched up and it was spewed into multiple different directions. 9/11. Where was everybody at 9/11? Was his question?
No. I was lifting my dog off the bed. You guys were talking about the Challenger. I didn't realize.
Oh,
Literally, you guys. I thought, I don't know. I got the echoes of a tragedy, and I thought you guys were done with the conversation. So I was asking.
Yeah, see, 1986. That would have been before Jimmy was even thought of.
No, yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
talking about the Challenger. I'm curious about this now. I don't give I do give a fuck
Yeah.
about what you guys were doing that morning. But what do you guys remember about the Challenger? Like, what
I just
were you
remember
doing?
sitting at the school and it being broadcast to the whole school. Like everybody was in the gymnasium, every grade, every classroom was.
We were sending
Yes, I
a
was
teacher up.
9. Oh,
An American
here you go.
civilian
Here comes the
teacher.
conversation. Everybody ready? It's Pastor Rapture.
Hey, hey.
Pastor.
How is everybody this evening?
Good, thank
we're
you.
doing-
How are
we're doing.
yourself?
What's up,
Good,
Pastor?
good. Oh, yeah. Challenger. Yeah. We were supposed to be watching it, and then they had the delay on it. So the class that we were sitting in, science class, we didn't get to watch it. So I think I was probably in gym class when the launch occurred. So I didn't actually get to see it live, but dude, oh man, you felt a cold blanket fall over the entire school the second it happened for
Hold
everybody
on.
that was
Go ahead
watching
and,
it.
I think you need to check your math just a little bit.
Math,
Just a
math.
little bit. By about 4 years.
Who, me?
He's like, what? No, go Hagen. He's like, you're at 9s? Wait, you're 50? No, I'm 46.
No, I'm 50.
And actually, I got it wrong. That the Challenger didn't explode on this date. It was Krista's birthday in 1948. She was born on this day.
Oh, it was the
Mm.
teacher was born on this day, so it wasn't this day that
Yeah.
the.
This was her birthday.
Oh, see now, you see now that you say it, now it kind of actually, yeah, I should have actually realized that as we were in school, and Minnesota schools don't start going to school until next week Tuesday. So.
Right. I don't
Leap year,
remember.
Krog, you're 50? No, I'm not 50. Sorry, Shandi. Not happening. Not 50. Squab, where were you?
Probably in front of a TV somewhere.
Yeah.
It was actually January 28th is actually when it blew up, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
He's like, leap year, Krog, you're 50. So Krog's 50 confirmed. Nope, not true. Not true. 46. Everyone knows it. Nope, nobody knows it.
Did you send a invite to the Jarhead there, Mr. Frog?
Yes, to
Yes.
a couple of them. Yes, I did. I don't know if he's awake. His goes through an email, so I haven't heard anything back from him. The young man also said that he would not actually be here because he actually has family at his house, so he won't be here either.
Darn. Good kid. Like talking to him.
So whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It happens.
Man, this is
Yes,
like so
ask
quiet.
everybody
Holy
but
shit.
Koolfrogg.
Oh, I'm sorry, you've got us.
No, right. No, like I said, it happens and it's fine. And I appreciate everybody that comes through. You might be surprised that I actually threw out a bunch of other links. You just never know who's going to actually come pop in
Look
here and
at the
decide to
draw.
actually change the conversation as we move on through this wonderful night on the first day of September.
It's technically the second day.
Oh,
No,
yes.
it's still only 10:30 here for me.
For me,
Oh. Ooh.
it's
All you people on the
5:28
other
in the
side of the
morning.
international date line, just take a
Mhm.
chill pill.
I'm chilling. I'm just saying. Technically, yeah.
His squabs in Georgia is like international dateline. What are you talking about?
And isn't East Coast the second now?
Yes. East
So,
Coast
yeah.
would be
Okay.
half past midnight.
Oh,
There
shit.
you
I just
go.
looked at the clock. Oh,
Exactly.
man.
There you go.
I've been hanging out
Don't-
with conspiracy music most of the night.
Don't we still
okay,
have most
okay.
of the people here on the East
Yes.
Coast?
He's how
Eastern
old he says
Standard
he
Time.
is.
It is conspiracy music.
We still
Oh,
have
his
most of the
mom.
They're
people.
live right now.
He's still alive. All right.
Yeah, he'll be live until I think 1 or 2 East Coast time. But he did bring your name up tonight. He said he needs to get together with you because they're talking about having a show together.
Yeah,
That'd be a good show.
We've been talking about it for a while. It's really been rough to actually make that happen.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of irons in the fire.
Right. But yeah, every time I pop in there and I say hi to him, he's like, "Oh, hey, Koolfrogg, we got to figure that out." And it's like, yeah, you do. You just got to let me know when, because I know he's busy. It's easier to actually go off of his schedule.
Yeah, of course. So you brought it up. So
There you go. Go Hagen did the exact math. 86 minus 90 is 4 years. 10 to 2000. 14 plus 23. 37 plus 9 equals 46. Perfect. Did the math right on. Shandy, I thought you were at work for another half hour. How is it
Yeah.
that you're in chat but you're at
Because
work?
he's a proverbial, that's why.
What did you say? He said proverbial at work? What?
He's the proverbial pain in the
Oh.
butt. Mhm.
Okay.
It was also on this day in 1864 that General Sherman burned Atlanta to the ground.
And it's
Too
today
bad that they
many other
rebuilt that.
people might want to do that again.
And I'm thinking now these days we're waiting for somebody to do it again.
Yeah, thanks to Big Butt China Willis.
Sorry, Squab, but I know that's home for you. So I mean,
Yeah, but that woman, oh my gosh.
Fried squab.
Hey, I can't even bring up my hometown. My hometown's, I think, number one for murders in the USA. So, yeah, we just don't talk about it, right?
Yeah, I don't. Really
they always
like
blame
much.
the mayor for that, though, for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, you've talked about it enough times, but it's easy that, of the top, was it most 200 most dangerous cities in the entire world? Or no, what was it? It was most dangerous countries in the world. If you take 5 cities out of the United States, it goes from number 1 to like 189 or something like that. So you take out St. Louis, Kansas City, Chicago, Baltimore, and I want to say Philadelphia, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that last one. But yeah, you pull their murder numbers out. Yeah, United States goes way down on the chart.
Wow.
But we all can't be surprised because we all know who runs those cities.
At least saying Detroit or Chicago, and then Shandy says Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because President Trump's last year in office, the body count for American soldiers was lower than the body count for citizens of Chicago.
Yep.
So what does that tell you?
Right.
It's
Afghanistan wasn't
tells you an
near
awful
as
lot.
dangerous as Chicago. How funny is
Chirac.
that?
It's a bad place.
Chirac is the proper name, correct name for it.
Chirac, yes.
And on this day in 1945, Japan formally surrendered, bringing to an end the 6 years of World War II.
Wow, that was September 1st, huh?
Second,
He's going off the second.
He's going off of the East Coast time.
Yeah. He's
technically
catching
you're
up on
both
his daily facts. He's one
He's
of those
going
that
off.
looks at.
GMT.
Anybody else subscribe to 1440?
Who's that?
Oh, it's one of those. It's a news provider. They only hit you once a day, so sometime in the morning you get basically a really brief synopsis, and that's it. It's straightforward news. It's no spin, no opinion. So let me see if I can find that for y'all here.
That's very hard to do.
Yep. So yeah, if you go to, I guess it's 1440 Daily Digest. And yeah, you register with them and they hit you with like, need to know, tropical storm Idalia intensifies. This one's from a couple of days ago. Trump trial scheduled. Spanish soccer turmoil. The 2023 U.S. Open's tennis championships kicked off yesterday from New York City. See full article here. Elton John hospitalized after taking a header on Sunday at home in Nice, France.
Yeah, you did.
That's
Nice.
Jinx, Froggy.
You see, I'm an American with a public school education. I speak American English.
Well,
But I
NICE.
also went to American schools, but I knew it was Nice. What's
okay,
wrong with
so
you?
you know, that wasn't all me.
Okay, well, let me tell you exactly what I tell my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, dear.
Excuses. Okay.
But yeah, it's just like that straight up. And then if you want to actually see more on the article, you click on it and it takes you to wherever they got it from, which is, it could be anywhere.
And
Squad.
it's
Pretty straightforward.
International Bacon Day.
Ooh, is it?
Mhm. Bacon.
I
Bacon.
know what I'm having later.
Bacon.
That's an International Bacon Day, so that's
Mhm.
everywhere. Yeah.
No, I can't find today's. Oh, never mind. Whatever.
I mean, they are a weird. Okay. I really don't want to read your comment there, Go Hagen. Not out loud anyway.
What?
Something about PDF files. Shell of what once were. I'm really kind of confused.
So a shell of a man. There's something in a poem about there. And I know I'm being
Okay.
really dyslexic tonight.
Confused.
What's true about them? Like, come on, man.
So confused.
Help me out.
No, I had the flash to Naked Gun. I don't remember which one it was, but the bush scene with the sushi talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah, totally random shit. Yep,
Yep.
you got me on a completely wild hair tonight.
That's why you're here.
Exactly.
Well, it ain't for my looks.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong there either, right? Sorry.
Oh, you Harry's freak face.
Right back at you.
Yes, shaved it because I got tired of the long hair. So
So this is what happens when you turn cameras on. You get shifted
I
around.
can't keep the camera on long because it,
Come on.
for
now.
whatever reason, it eats my bandwidth and my browser shuts down. That's what was the problem
Oh.
last time.
Ah, okay.
So
I
and then so I go
understand.
to upgrade my computer, which is it's a 2013 Mac Pro, and I'm supposed to be able to upgrade it to Monterey. It won't let me. It's missing something. It's telling me it's missing a piece of hardware that would allow me to upgrade it. So it's like
10 years old though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're on that outside spectrum of being replaced. So I mean,
it's just recently started giving me the issues that it says it's time to replace me. But bro, this is a top end Pro from 13, so it's absolutely maxed out as far as everything on the inside. So to replace it, yeah, that's a couple of few months rent. That ain't cheap, especially if I want to keep producing music. I need the horsepower under hood of this thing, and to replace the horsepower with a brand new Mac Mini is $3,000. Yeah,
pocket change for you.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
like I said, that's about 3 months worth of saving up and not doing anything crazy or wild with the
Or
finances.
nowadays, even living.
What did we see? The last time the wife went shopping, we worked it out to our local increase in food goods is 41%.
Yeah.
Because the bread that we were buying at 99 cents a loaf is now 141. So it's 41% increase, and that's at Walmart. And that's for just food. Our utilities, oh man, our utilities are freaking insane this year.
I refuse to buy meat from Walmart. So there's two places that we go. We go to Walmart for most of the stuff, and then we hit up the Meat Locker for meat.
See, that's the issue I have is my county store, which is my local meat market. Their prices are the same as Walmart. It sucks.
But you get a better cut usually.
Yeah, if you want to go in there and fight to get those cuts because the place is usually packed. They do a brisk business there. I know, I'm just being lazy.
I'd still do it. I'd refuse to
I
actually
do it for
purchase.
special cuts of meat. For if I'm doing a big meal.
Not even ground beef. Nope, won't do it. Won't do it. I
Really?
refuse. Yep.
So you buy your own chuck and grind it?
No. I'll go to the meat market and grab ground. I won't go to Walmart and grab ground meat. Yuck.
Yeah.
No, just for the simple fact that they don't process any of their own meat in their own stores. That's all processed somewhere else and shipped in.
Yeah. You're right.
Gross.
You're right.
Gross. That's been through too many hands and too many different processes, potentially of thawing out and refreezing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah, now you got me
I
thinking.
refuse to gamble my life with that. Absolutely.
Well, I would actually pull the trigger on getting either a half or a whole cow done. But that requires deep freezers, and we have a lot of power outages around here. And if you get one less long enough and that freezer thaws out, you lose that entire half or whole cow that you've got in there. It's just not worth the risk right now. I don't have any reliable way of maintaining the power for stuff like that. Because I mean, I've got a little our backup, my little generator. It's only a little 3,500 watts, so it's not meant to power a whole lot. And it goes through gas incredibly fast. It's amazing how fast one of them little Jennies goes through a 2.5 gallon tank of gas.
Ellie's not wrong. Walmart meat is gross. I agree. Their produce is just as bad. It really can be. I have the tendency to still grab produce, certain things or whatever. But the second that they come home, they're getting eaten within a day or two. Like you can't leave any of their produce set out longer than a day or two. You do, it's gone bad. It's gone bad usually within a day. So, you usually grab little to no produce, which is sad in itself because, canned, tin canned vegetables really are kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Can the meat. There's an art form to that.
Sweet corn.
Because if you don't get that exactly right, you're canning yourself up some nice botulism.
Botulism is a damnable thing, especially with chicken.
Is that Charizard?
You gotta watch yourself very, very well.
Is that Charizard?
That is Charizard and all the other Pokemon. Hey guys, I gotta go to bed. My brother's here, and I'm just gonna watch like a Netflix thing, and I'm gonna peace out.
Okay.
So love y'all.
That's
so much
Inside
for
Job.
Okay.
Inside Job's hilarious.
Good
Have a good night, man.
Hey, thanks.
Hi,
You too,
Jimmy.
man. Catch y'all later.
That brother. Everybody check out Clickjaw Jimmy if you haven't done so already.
See, I'm hanging out on the StreamYard, so I can't actually see the chat. I don't know who's here, but
You should be able to hit comments and actually see chat.
that is all chat. Because it seems like sometimes the Rumble stuff doesn't come through.
We're not on Rumble anyway. We're just on the YouTube side.
That would explain it then.
Yeah, I set up within like 15 minutes of going live. That's why we're not over on Rumble. I mean, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it doesn't really matter, especially when it comes to, this kind of, content or whatever. It's kind of, we're just, chewing the fat anyway. We're not really Timmy, Jimmy.
There's very little risk of Pastor Rapture going off the rails and getting you permabanned.
Well, let's hope.
Really?
There is always a risk.
Keep you under control for the night.
I'm here.
You both have American flags in the background, so you're both on the same team.
Kind of, sort of. He's got the American flag. I've got a Navy Jack, and then my U.S. Navy flag. I fly my flag up front, in front of the house. Sorry.
No, I got right outside. Right.
It's
This
outside.
this one in particular, I do have the mount to actually go and put it out. I'll if I wanted to. I just have the tendency to not do it. Not that I'm opposed to doing it, but there's a apartment next to me. There's an apartment right next to me here, and then there's another. There's 4 of them in a row, and they all have theirs out. You know, so
Okay.
it's very well represented. And that was one of
Nice.
the first questions that I was asked when I moved here. Or whatever was how do I feel about Democrats? Like
Nice.
I don't like them communists. You know, so when when it came down to it, they all understand that I'm on their side. So
Hmm.
Very nice.
It's like a frog commune.
So I have to replace my flag once a year, maybe. It depends on the weather. The last really bad storm we had came through was on a fairly old flag, and yeah, by the time the storm was over, there's only half a flag left.
I actually thought about it because I do
Oh.
have the black take no quarters American flag
Mhm.
in the other room. I was actually debating on actually putting it here with and taking the Let's Go Brandon and put that outside. Because the neighbor down on the corner, he's got one that's up on top of his flagpole. He's got his American flag, and then he's got a Let's Go Brandon flag right underneath it. Not the same one, but it's still pretty much something similar. And then he's got 4 of them hanging off of his garage door. So when he rolls them up. When he opens his garage door, he pulls them, unfurls them, and lets them hang. He's like totally like this neighborhood is totally covered. When they say try that in a small town, yeah, try that in this small town, you ain't gonna make it very far. People are not gonna take anything very well at all.
But that's just it. The people that you would want to show up to try that stuff in the small town ain't ever going to go there because they know how dangerous it is. They're going to stay in places like Portland, where
Right.
you go throw bombs at the courthouse, and it's good. It's all good in the neighborhood. We
How
had
close of a nuclear target are you, though?
oh.
I mean,
let's just say hypothetically, if you go by the data that's available, there is a 5 megaton Russian and a 5 megaton Chinese warhead aimed at Whiteman Air Force Base. So Whiteman Air Force Base is going to take a 5 megaton, if not 2 of them, if the shit hits the fan. Let's just say of the nastiest, reddest, hardest radiation part of the fallout cloud, yeah, I live inside that.
I'm about 45 minutes out of Ellsworth Air Force Base itself. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm 75 miles from Whiteman Air Force Base as the crow flies.
Those flyovers are something fun to actually hear. You hear them, if they're not under certain speeds or whatever. If they get under certain speeds, you start hearing that boom, and so you're like, oh, like they're right overhead.
So what you're talking about? B1s or B2s?
I really couldn't tell you the difference.
B2 is the flying black triangle.
Not that you can really see them. Usually, you just hear them.
Oh,
by the time you walk outside, they're gone.
Mm.
They're gone. They're probably back landed already.
No, even our commercial traffic that flies at probably 30, 35, it's halfway across the sky before the sound actually hits the ground. So you'll be outside and you can hear, a commercial flying overhead, and you're looking up to see where the sound's at, but it's another 25, 30% across
other
the
direction,
sky.
right?
Yeah. Hard to track where it's at.
I think there should be an immigration program for the asshats who hate the country. One-way ticket. Yes. I'm totally with you, Ellie. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you hate
It's
the country so
strange.
much, why do you want to live here? Why do you
Right.
stay here? What's
Right.
stopping you from leaving?
And
Seriously,
telling
let's have
us
an honest
that we
conversation.
should leave. Right. Telling us that we should leave and go away or whatever so that they can have their country the way they want it. And it's like, excuse me? That's what this country was built for, not for your ignorant asses.
We want a socialist utopia. There are several available on this planet.
Oh, yeah.
So
you want one?
you
We'll
are
find one.
perfectly free to line up and go live in it.
Go ahead.
But
go
nobody
live in China,
does.
North Korea.
I've said this before. You don't see people down in Florida lining up to get onto little boats to migrate down to Cuba. Do you? You don't see that. You
No,
don't
right.
see.
It's weird. It's weird when you actually see that flow of migration, like you just said, coming out of the Cuba or up through. They're coming here. Why are they coming here?
I mean, seriously, you don't hear about the Connex box with 85 Americans that was located in Qinghai International Port, China.
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
You don't hear about
Why
it.
is that? If America's
They pay
so
not to talk
horrible,
about it.
if it's that bad, if the systemic racism's that bad, why not leave? Goodbye. Seriously, I mean, you want to be that particular kind of person and have several $1 million in the bank and want to talk about systemic racism? Leave. Take it somewhere else. Take your fortune. Go away. It's all good here. Why won't you leave? Ha ha. Yeah.
They don't want to.
Because they know how good they have it here. Everybody knows how good America has it. And that's why everybody wants to come here.
Well,
You got, Connex boxes of, Chinese immigrants showing up in Los Angeles.
I'll be back in a bit.
I was going to say, the one from England said, "Well, what's the well for?" Before, but no, she took off.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here. The well is because not everybody feels that way.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if the borders are easier to guard in England as an island.
No. Immigration here is just as much of a shambles. Hotel chains are starting to give their rooms over and hotels over to immigrants. And it's just, they're taking over towns and yeah.
I mean, seriously, you forget the English Channel. That's a shorter distance than from Cuba to Florida.
And then you get these boats that keep coming up on the shores and it's just, yeah. And they don't turn them away, turn them back. They take them in and put them up.
So everybody's running to freedom.
So-called, yeah.
You see,
Well-
what's up? Amazing disgrace. Good to see you. Says the private that ran across the demilitarized zone is probably rethinking systemic racism in America.
Yeah. Wonder if he's had a single bite to eat since he got there. They might have given him some water because, water is fairly easy. Just go out and, look up when it's raining. But, yeah, wonder how much food he's gotten. Wonder how well he's being treated.
Only Kim Jong-un gets to be that fat. you look at, they don't show you everybody. They only show you the leader. You're like, oh wow, he's pretty big. He's fat. He's like he must be worth something. And then you actually realize you're like, oh, that's not the case. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I like YouTube. YouTube actually did something different. They changed their ads and how they actually worked. So those that didn't actually have premium just got an ad, and it actually showed me that they had an ad and how long it was actually playing. So the last 30 seconds to a minute or whatever wasn't available for them that actually listened to the ad. That's kind of fun. I really like how they changed it. Because then you can kind of filter yourself on what's actually coming out of your mouth. Because you're like, oh, nobody's going to potentially hear it anyway.
I just shut the camera off. The computer's getting a little twitchy.
You're good.
So-
You're good. It's all good.
No, see, they're supposed to shoot on site, but they're told to shoot their own people trying to escape. What are they told for people trying to break into North Korea? They're told, no, don't shoot them. We want them. They want to come into North Korea. Oh, let's let them do that, especially if they're doing it intentionally. Unlike the poor schmucks who were backpacking in South Korea, and their damn GPS fucked them, and they wandered into North Korea. And Jesus, man, they spent what 24 months in North Korea because they had wandered into North Korea because they were spies.
Ellie says, "Is he still alive?" Says, "I told the shoot on site. I mean, so many questions. Mm-hmm. I've heard the same, that they have the tendency to actually do just that and actually remove you as you actually come walking across that line. Though it's been said that this particular person, because they apparently questioned him or whatever, is being treated as a potential slave of war type thing, where they're using them to actually spread their propaganda and whatnot.
Of course they are.
Of course.
Right. Expect nothing else.
Because why wouldn't they? Why would they do it any other way whatsoever?
It's a playbook that sounds kind of familiar.
Just a little.
Dun, dun, dun.
I swear, if you've read Rules for Radicals, of which I've read most of it, enough to get the gist, enough to get the commandments out of there of what they do to, create their utopia. But it's funny, it's not just the Rules for Radicals is the dumbed down version of it. Because it was the dumbed down version of the writings of Karl Marx, who was influenced by somebody else. I can't remember their name. That's too much for a medicated mind.
Yeah.
But it's the same playbook, been dumbed down over 100 years, but they're still running the same playbook over and over and over. Sort of like we're starting to see all of the the health warnings. Yeah, all the health warnings because it's election season. So it used to be the joke that go get your flu shot because flu's seasonal, right? Now it's just election seasons.
Right. Now it's the election variant stuff that we're actually doing.
There you go. There you go.
That's exactly what it is.
I like that. The election variants of the.
I mean, but
the
seriously
disease.
though, the last time I checked, it was 9 cases of this new variant globally, and they're doing this.
9 cases, right? And they actually because it's the first of the month, or whatever, actually put it in the request for everybody to start using face diapers because.
Yeah, but they did the same thing with the monkeypox. I mean,
Yeah.
they ended up being like less than 200
The-
cases
but- but-
nationwide.
But monkeypox. What?
But
So-
monkeypox.
I stuttered.
But-
I'm
but
sorry.
monkeypox,
No,
yeah.
you're good. It worked itself well.
Mhm.
Clip it.
Perfect
Clip it, damn it.
system.
Turn it
Oh,
into one of
you'd
them
be-
fucking YouTube shorts. There you go.
You'd be surprised what I could do with that.
Oh yeah.
La 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 lady. La 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 lady. But anyway, yeah, there was like 200 cases nationwide, and they were like, "Oh, it's a brand new pandemic." Y'all have just completely fucked the use of the word pandemic.
This is ridiculous. And my grandma's here till the end of the month. So this
Oh
will be fun.
no.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good because if she's there until the end of the month, and they're going to actually be doing the things that they're going to do to before they allow you to actually travel anywhere.
Well,
It's that could be
technically though, I think as an American citizen, she should be able to get back into the country without any issues.
No, right. She should be able to get back into the country, but she would have to actually test properly to come back.
Ugh. We'll see.
Potentially.
When
Right.
the time
We don't
comes.
know exactly because,
Yeah.
Damn, Mike, if that's the case,
Speculation.
you lucky dog. You caught it, you got over it double quick, and that was it. Because,
Yeah.
man, I've had it twice, and it's ruined my life. Let's just say that. It's done a good job of that. But yeah, each time was like the worst case of flu I'd ever had in my entire life. I mean, both times I was down. I was
Yeah.
basically in bed for a month. It was horrible because it hits me in my lungs because I've got pulmonary issues to begin with.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it goes right for the lungs, and
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, I'm not
Rough
going to the
start.
hospital to be put on a damn ventilator. Screw you. I'll sit here in the damn bathroom breathing steam all fucking day long before I go to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Catch
I did
catch
that for my
my
daughter.
my Rumble exclusive about those ventilators
Ooh, yeah.
and the
That's
dangers
right.
of just the ventilator itself.
Oh man, yeah. That
Make
dude,
matters worse.
that was so gross. Oh man, those things are so nasty.
Brutal. Hmm.
It's like, man, I caught something not too long ago talking about the sanitation on airlines. I'll never fly again. I'll never fly again, and if I do, it'll be in a damn bio suit, and I'm bringing an entire container of Lysol wipes with me.
Oh god.
Because, oh man,
Yeah.
you thought public restrooms were nasty.
I know,
Airplanes,
circulating that air. Oh no.
yeah, airplanes are gross, and that's just one of the things you talk about. The air circulation, they don't ever clean the inside of them damn things.
So you
That's
got
not part of the
Gohagan saying
maintenance.
rough 93 degrees outside under the covers chattering.
Yeah, been there, done that when I
Yeah.
was stationed in San Diego. Just one of the, I'd get flu probably about once every 3 years or so, but it was one of the years that I got it, and it was like I could feel it coming on. Man, I left work. I was lucky I didn't have work for the entire weekend, so I didn't have to go into the ship. Got home on a Friday, basically crawled underneath the covers, and would get up every couple of hours to refill my water, to rehydrate, pee, and then go back to bed. And just laid there underneath like two comforters shivering for like 3 days. Oh, yeah. Not fun stuff. But I hear you, brother. I hear you. So you're a smoker as well.
Well, you know,
I smoke, sort of.
I yeah, smoke something, but if it's available,
Yeah.
Ellie, that sucks.
that's sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, COVID didn't kill my father. The lockdowns killed
Ah.
my father.
Watch the
Sorry,
word.
sorry. I meant to say.
You meant to say nothing. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, nope. It was being kept prisoner because
First hour, awesome.
nice.
Oh.
Because that
Yeah.
man loved movies, and they took it away from him. We will have a revenge. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go Star Wars on you?
No, you're
Sorry.
good. You're good. Ellie, I gotta watch myself on all that, even including chat. So that last message or whatever, I just kind of bumped it. But I feel bad for you because that's horrible in itself. We've seen it several times. I actually covered last night. Covered some of that particular instance. There's the 33-year-old influencer, athletic influencer, whatever, that actually passed from heart conditions. Then there was a 12-year-old boy
Yeah.
that also had a heart attack of sorts. And it was just like, how? What? Really?
That doesn't happen.
And to
Right.
listen
It's
to the
something that
mainstream
should
social
never
media.
happen. Right.
Well, you listen to the mainstream social media and you'd think it was something that happens all the time, and it's been going on for years.
Mm-hmm. That's the bit you've got to try and explain to people. Show me where this was happening before. You can't, because it wasn't.
But that's part of the way that they fight, because with propaganda, you don't have to show your data. You don't have to show any black and white. You have to believe, because if you don't believe, well, then you're a itty-bitty-bitty-bitty-ba.
Conspiracy theorist. Yes.
Yeah. Well, just you're an ist, or you're a phobe, or you're a demon. Yeah. You're somebody who can't think for themselves.
Right. And then 6 months to maybe 2 years later, all of a sudden you're like, oh, look at this information. Look at that information. Like the article that I covered about the 99% last night. That one just freaking irked the shit out of me. And I'm like, really? Really? They're hiding stuff. They're actually counting things that they shouldn't be counting. And 99% of the stuff that they were counting is what they should have actually been counting it as. They're counting it wrong, improperly.
Yeah.
Those that don't know what I'm really actually talking about, if you actually hit up the Rumble side of things last night,
Yeah,
you'll actually
the
catch some
things
of that.
along the lines of, somebody falls off a building, and because they had bugs in their system, they died of the bugs.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's involved in a major
Yeah.
car accident, perishes in a car accident, but they had bugs in their system, so they died of the bugs.
Man.
Bugs. Yeah, and we've been talking about this for, like you said, years.
Bugs.
But the thing is because it is the power of the propaganda, that because it's been disproven, a year, 6 months, 2 weeks after the actual propaganda, the programming's permanent. I have a lot of P's in there. The propaganda programming is permanent. and we know that, and it's because they've gotten the education system. So instead of being educated, you're indoctrinated, and you're indoctrinated with your feelings. So it's your feelings over any facts that you're presented with. And if somebody doesn't want to feel the same thing that you do, well, they're another F word.
Yeah.
True.
Without,
really strange.
somebody
It's really
grabbing.
strange. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. Somebody grabbing a dictionary and being like, show me the definition of that word, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's the power of paper dictionaries or encyclopedias, or as in our case, we actually have an entire OED. That's the Oxford English Dictionary. For those who didn't know that.
What can we do with it?
Yeah, that was a potential podcast at one point, but the subject itself of that particular word and that particular thought process is extremely deep, and it gets detailed.
So just a really quick thing of what I've been working on, whatever. I'd actually taken and learned how to use Blender. Thank you, Moose. And so I went and I was digging around for a bunch of gaff clips from Joe Biden. And as you speak of facts and feelings, this is the one that really come to mind as you.
Division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. And so, folks, if you're interested, join me. I can use.
The old farts.
We choose truth over facts. Woo!
That's a good one.
Pure farts.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you for going.
Who the hell's
through
writing his speeches now? Kamala?
No,
Wow.
it's
He just has
it's
to
Barack
listen to her.
Obama sitting in the basement with an earpiece. He told you he was going to do
Remember
it.
what he said?
So what is he speaking for both of them? Because seriously, they're starting to sound
Yeah.
the same.
It's exactly exactly what it is. He told you directly that that's what he was going to do.
His third term.
Well,
We need to
he's
get to
just a
work.
figure. He's
What's
just a
that, Squad Bob?
figurehead. He's just a figurehead.
Yeah, he's
Right.
a meat puppet.
Right. A shell
Yeah.
of a man.
That's
right.
exactly what I called him the other day.
Or shell of something. I'm not sure if he's a shell of a man. Shell of something.
Obama's meat puppet.
So a potato. A meat
Oh,
puppet.
It's,
A meat puppet
wicker
with a
man.
potato head.
Mm.
Mashed potato man.
How about
I don't
the
know.
wicker man?
It'll be interesting too to see how long the American education system still remains a drawing card for immigration. You know, like Chicago has had an excellent education system, but things have changed a
So-
bit
Mm.
here and there.
They used to have
Everything's-
a polytechnic, didn't they?
Everything's starting to slip.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Jacob? Good to see you. He says, I knew 12 people personally that had died from the jab itself. Mm-hmm. I think it's now 14. Damn. Good to see you, Jacob. Glad you're here.
Sorry.
It was really it's really kind of hard to know what to do though. You know, I think Trump was duped, or he wasn't experienced enough at the time to do what would have been the right thing.
Oh, because Operation Warp Speed was probably the dumbest thing he had ever done.
But they were in a tough
He was
spot,
getting bad
you know.
advice, though.
You had it passing all over America, and you had the rush to get, a cure or
That was
help.
everywhere. But the cure and the prevention was withheld from the people so that they could push out. It's rushed out.
But I
Mm.
think the rush became part of the problem, and maybe still is, and that they don't really
Everywhere
know
was
what they're doing.
rushing. I think the UK administered theirs before anywhere else did.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it was everyone was between a rock and a hard place as to what to do.
No, they were being lied to about what to do.
Yeah, well, because of
rock and
the
hard
amount of coercion. When
Given the actual
in
freedom of
human
choice.
history, yeah. Go ahead.
And the information to go along with it, then that would have, if people had been given that, then yeah, obviously that would have been people choosing to do this, but nobody actually chose, fully cognitively chose to do this. It was bribes, it was treats, it was you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose
It was coerced.
this. It was
That's
everything,
what I was talking about. Yeah,
everything but informed consent.
absolutely.
There you go.
Good words.
Ellie's talking about how racist our current resident of the United States is,
He's
and
terrible.
he is one of the worst. He really is. He's dropped those words more than any when it comes down to
His
it.
rhetoric. He doesn't want
right?
he doesn't want his children mixing with the.
Well,
black
see, and
children.
it's funny that he actually says it the way he does. So I went and I was looking for, and Corn Pop was a bad dude. To actually, he can't say bad because he doesn't say bad. He says bab. He's a bab dude. And when you actually find the whole thing, you actually find the speech. You find the whole speech, and you have to actually to actually cut that piece out. And then the one where he actually talks about rubbing his legs down and watching it curl back up. I found the whole speech. Now, if you actually listen to the whole thing, he says that he lived in a neighborhood that he was the only white person around. They didn't know what white people look like. And seriously, the whole thing, all the stories that the guy's ever told is just ridiculous. Just so fucking dumb. He's like, and they didn't know white people, or you didn't know black people, and they didn't know who white people were. And I'm like, really? Like, really, seriously, I grew up in a small town of about 28,000, and it was super, super diverse. So you had almost every single ethnicity that you could possibly think of in that town. You had no choice but to not actually be racist because there were so many people around that you could easily get to figure out who they were, what they were about, and that everybody is exactly the same. Everybody's treated exactly the same. Poor. Poor. It had nothing to do with anything else but that. But he goes around over and over again and spews about how the diversity's been spread thin and this, that, and the other. And it's like, dude, you're just ignorant piece of shit. That whole speech is very disturbing in itself.
Oh yeah.
And I had to listen to it a couple times to get those clips out of there, because I wanted to make sure that I had them all. How he talks about how they take the razor blades and they scrape them on the curb and they leave them sit there until they turn rusty, and the guy that ran the boiler rooms downstairs or whatever, you'd go downstairs and he cut off a piece of chain and says, "Here, wrap this around your hand. If you don't come back." And I went out there with the chain around my hand, and I'm like, oh my freaking Lord, are you kidding me?
This is not something that is.
It just
That's just as horrifying as the shit that comes out of his mouth about Maui.
true.
I mean,
see,
there was a kitchen fire, and then there was so much smoke. My poor Corvette, and my Corvette almost burned up, and it took months and months and months to
And
get
my
all the
cat.
smoke out of the house.
My Corvette and my cat.
even when he was on that panel talking about how he got that guy fired, he just can't help but talk.
Oh, the quid
No one's
pro
ever put a
Joe.
flipping. Yeah,
Yeah, the
He can't help
freaking
but talk.
crime,
he's
caught on
he's an
video
embarrassment. Yeah, that one.
for the whole
Yeah.
world to see. Yeah, this is what I did. I quid pro quo the shit out of him. Look at that. What do you know? I got what I wanted because I withheld their money. Yeah, well, that's generally how extortion works, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on,
Jacob,
man.
nice. You didn't take it because you wouldn't budge, and they dropped it. Nice, very nice. Now you work from home 100%. They wanted you to fucking take the jab while working from home. Jeez. Oh
Some
man.
bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
You see people driving around by themselves in their cars wearing their face diapers with the windows up. And
I
it's
remember
like,
my wife asked me the question. She straight up asked the question as the first round was coming through, and they were asking us to actually everybody to follow along. She says, "Do we take that shot, or do we wait until we actually get shot?" And I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
I guess we'll take the second one."
Yep.
And that's what she said. Okay, sounds good. Because even before all this information was being released, I knew better. I'm like, this is not normal. They're doing something. They're doing something to go after the population that they've actually been trying to control for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. I've always been a
And I was a
bastard.
freaking Democrat at that time. I was a staunch Democrat. I was one of those that voted for Obama twice.
Well, I think both Democrats and Republicans were pretty much scared to death at that point. They just had different roads for what to do to alleviate things. The
No,
Democrats
and you're right, because really when it comes down to it, and we look at it, even as far back as we want to look at it. I think last night there's a couple of dates that were thrown around, like 1904 or something or whatever, and you just kind of seriously, when you actually go back and you actually see how long the corruption has actually been around, both wings of the same bird have always been that corrupt. everything's been staged for the longest time, because we were talking about the first couple of things that I talk about was to do with election stuff that you can't speak of here.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do when the World Health Council and Fauci and the CDC all says to do this and do this? And that's your leaders.
That's the thing, is everybody's so afraid. Well, what do we do? What do we do? We must go along with them because there's nobody else that's going to follow along with what we have to say. Well, there's plenty of us that have actually said it over and over again over the last few years that actually believe in what we believe. And if we all stand up, they stop playing the game because the game's no longer able to be played. So what do? We all have to stand together, regardless to who you're standing next to, what their beliefs really were in the beginning, and actually see where their beliefs are now, and stand up to the bullshit tyranny. And I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be a long road if we continue to only have a handful of us that are willing to actually do that. We need everybody else to actually stand up and do that. We need some of the mainstream media to actually turn around and actually do some of that, which I think I actually hit on that a couple of times, even on YouTube, was Slay. Slay News has really seriously changed their format a lot in the last year. Like I'd grab Slay articles because they would spew the leftist, narratives or whatever. I'm reading their stuff now, and I'm like, they're actually going to the point of actually changing their opinions and their minds on a lot of this, and they're actually, they're more right leaning than they ever had been. So when you get mainstream actually waking up to the situation, is where you're actually going to actually have the best choices of actually getting and going after the government that's not working for us. Is to get all of them to actually get on board.
Yeah, but I know January 6th backfired pretty well.
What are you talking about? January 6th worked perfectly for them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to stand up, to government united, there needs to be some kind of plan.
You need to know where you're actually standing up to them.
Yeah, this wasn't that, because this they can use potentially to do a multitude of sins.
Well, see, we can't really talk about it on YouTube. We'd have to go to Rumble.
That's
to really get into the nuts and bolts of that.
Right. That's what I was just going to say. We still have to watch ourselves because we're not on Rumble. We're only here.
But just let me throw
wonderful
out
platform of YouTube.
Just let me throw out the name Craig Robertson in Provo, Utah. And that's what they want to do to all of us.
Moosin.
That is their ultimate goal, is to be able to do that to all of us.
I would at least hope that our president is uniting us somewhat in what's the proper way to go and what's not the proper way to go. Because he's so incapacitated that, I think it opens some people's eyes to what's going on.
The president of the United
States?
States?
Our president.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, because especially I saw one the other day that really made me giggle, and it was something about that the MAGA movement is hijacking black men's minds. There you go. I'm glad you laughed about that, because that's exactly what I giggled about. And basically the gist of the article is that people are waking up to smell the coffee, and they're changing their minds, of which, free will, you're entitled to change your mind. But nope. It's the MAGA movement hijacking their minds.
In case you
No,
forgot,
it's not the fact that they can see
Kurdistan-
the equal persecution that Trump's getting that they've been getting. It's like, wow, the dual justice system in action.
Oh, the
right in
fact that
front of our very
YouTube
eyes.
YouTube completely censored the video that somebody put together of every single Democrat denying an election for like the past 50 years
Nah, come on. I've put
and,
these videos up. I've seen these videos all over
and
the
doing
internet.
exactly what is, you can do legally. You can legally
That's not
challenge.
them.
Yes. But no.
That was
Republicans
not
not allowed to
them.
do
That
that.
was not them. That was not them. That's an AI.
It's an AI.
Which one?
I said that with a straight face. Sorry.
It was an AI, some sort of asshole intelligence. What?
Yeah.
Michael Higgins says, I legit told people not to go. You're not the only one. There's lots of us that were like, just don't go. Don't go to that area. Don't go in there. Don't go there. Don't go there. The second that you do, you're going to get set up for whatever it is that the feds are going to actually be pushing. And we actually seen them. Because we see, and I know we only name off the one because he was the only one that was added to the list and then removed
So
of
how
Ray
do you,
apps.
how do you fight this kind of strategy? How do you fight somebody that wants to incriminate you in what do you call it? There's a movie made it starts with an E. Regardless, how do you stop people from like trying to trick you into this type of thing? You know, when it's just so easy to get into.
How do you stop the insidious human nature?
No, I mean,
No, that's basically what it boils down
That's
to.
not what he's.
I
I
think.
think it's more the political machine.
yeah. So like you have, let's say you have right-leaning people that are passionate about freedoms and their religion, right? And you have the left or politicians or whatever, and they turn them into radicals, right? They just not because they became radicals, but literally just because turned a phrase and they're like, oh, these are radicals. How do you fight that? You've remained nonviolent. You've followed the democratic process. You tried to work within the lines, but they're still calling you radicals, terrorists, even. How do you fight that?
The same way you fight any other propaganda.
With your words.
Yeah, but is that working?
No, because propaganda is powerful.
So how do you fight that propaganda?
Well, brother, you are looking at the end result of over 100 years of planning and taking over.
That's where we are.
So if you want to say, like I do, my year is 1913. Do you know what 1913 was?
I know you're a bit late.
The establishment of the Federal Reserve. So for me, that's the beginning. And I know there was corruption that goes on before that, but the establishment of the Federal Reserve was the death of the Republic and the beginning of the so-called democracy. So they've been planning this for over 100 years. And now that they have all of the people they need in the key positions that they need them in, they can run rampant all over us because they control the system they helped set up.
They've been working on it a long time. Corruption, unfortunately, is something that you're going to have to deal with any kind of political system, any kind of government or anything, right?
Well, anytime you deal with humans, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's just inevitable.
Yes, but you have to look at, the Chinese have their 100-year war. I mean, hell, they have a 1,000-year war plan set up.
They forgot about what happened in the last 1,000 years. Trust me on that.
Well, that was one of their earlier ones. That was one of the earlier dynasties that ran for 1,000 years. You had one family that was in control for that long simply because they'd figured out how to consolidate the power.
China's been working very hard to disappear everything that came from Chinese past in the last however long it was before this dictatorship.
They're doing the same thing that any culture that wants to control does, though. They destroy their history, because if there is no history recorded, there's nothing to for people to study. So you can't say, hey, we're repeating history like we are right now.
Yeah, but
I
that's
mean-
going to happen. That's just humans. Like we're going to go through this cycle over and over and over again. If you think there's going to be some kind of utopia that stops this shit, it's not going to happen. We're going to have to work within these lines, within the crazy human lines.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. So what's required of humanity? We need to evolve. We need to figure out how to live with each other peacefully, not necessarily having to. I mean, it sounds such a cheeso fucking argument of the utopia. But
I think America is as close as we're going to get. Honestly, I think
I
America's
agree.
as
I
close as we're gonna get to
absolutely
the
agree.
utopia.
And that's why they're trying so very, 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 very hard to destroy it.
Yeah, keep it divided. But people don't realise that it's not each other that they need to be against, it's the people that are trying to control them.
And Froggy is absolutely right. We need to stand together. Because what is that quote? You stand together or you hang separately.
No matter what you believe your political beliefs really are, at both sides need everybody needs to stand up together. And then you got Golden Eagle here. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. But at the same time, will it? If we could convince Gold Eagle, the one that says it will never happen, to actually stand up with us and actually believe us, that we're telling her the truth, that if we all stand up, that we will actually overcome this issue. If she could stand up with us, the one that doesn't believe that it would ever happen, could we convince almost anybody else to do the same and stand up with us? And when you got mass amounts of people from both sides, and they can't call you a radical whatever, far left or far right, whatever, when you got both sides standing next to each other, they're going to actually have to bow down and be like, oh, you win.
That's the thing. When you start looking at history, like especially political history in this country, which is extremely interesting, you see that this what's happening right now with Trump and everything, it's been done over and over. It's just another template for them to use in their political game. It's nothing new what they're doing right now. Absolutely nothing new.
100% agree.
We need to find what connects us, not what divides us. Focus on what connects us, what we have in common.
Well, here's the thing. I think what connects us all, especially like here in this community, is we can say whatever we want, and we won't be thrown out of the country for it. We have free fucking speech. We can talk our things over. If we have a shitty idea, people can say, "Listen, dude, you have a shitty fucking idea, and here's why." Right? If you have a good idea, it gets promoted, right? Mm-hmm. But like that's why we have to have this. Like once that breaks down, we are absolutely fucked. There is no coming back from that. Once they lock down the control of speech, of information, we are completely fucking fucked. So that should be our main goal, regardless of what your political stance is. Free speech, making sure we can show our ideas to the other side, argue them together. They're trying to get rid of that. They're really, really trying.
Jacob says red counties and deep blue states should hold their own elections and elect their own governor, if just for show at first.
Like a temporary shadow government type.
Jacob, what's interesting is there's a couple of maps online you can look at of the political distribution of people in the states, like as a map. And if you look, literally the entire freaking country is red, and literally just the blue is in the cities. The cities are taking over the country. See for yourself. It's that simple. You look at a map, and you're going to see blue all over the cities, and that turns the state blue. Regardless of whether the rest of the area, like hundreds of thousands of miles of the state, is red. Just the city is enough to turn that state blue.
Because the density of the population.
Yep, absolutely. You look at my state, and there's four. There's 4 blue dots on it. And that's, where I'm at right now is not enough to swing the state. We're a red state. But you've seen other states that have extremely high population concentrations in the cities. And yeah, it's more than enough to swing it from the rural areas where, my town has a population of 1,200 people. What's that to stand against a city of, say, like Los Angeles, which is 20 million people?
And these politicians, they know exactly how the system works. They know how to play it.
Yeah.
The system is broken. They've been taking advantage of it for very, very long. The fact that there's so many people in this country compared to how it was when the rules were made, the system is broken.
Oh yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree.
The fun one is, Ellie's saying even Texas border counties are turning red. If they're turning red, if they're dumping all of these people into the United States thinking they're going to actually get something to actually be easier to say, oh, this is how we won properly, because the population's actually here, this, that, and the other. If they're actually turning red because these people are coming here and actually believing the corruption or whatever, and are willing to actually stand there with us, we may actually have something that could actually, turn itself into being something bigger than what we are currently seeing with those maps. Because I watched you with that map. I remember that map.
Yeah.
I remember you saying, "Here, check this, watch this," and as you're scrolling in, you're like, "Look at how red everything is," and then you scroll, and then the larger areas, deep dark blue, and you're like,
every freaking state. That was that blew my freaking mind, dude. Every single state. It's just the cities pulling them through. The rest of everything else is red. It's just all fucking red. It's just the cities.
That would be such a classic backfire. Holy crap. Because they want to pass the legislation to give all these criminal trespassers the right to vote in federal elections.
Well, listen.
Imagine if they all voted red.
let me turn that around. Any immigrant that's coming to this country worth his salt, that not even legally, illegally, anyone that wants to come in this country and is supporting what Biden is trying to do to this country has no idea what the fuck they're talking about, has no idea what America's about. Actual immigrants that want to live the American lifestyle do not support what's happening right now. Even if they came in illegally.
She's re-emphasizing herself. There's Ellie again. The illegal immigrants, most of them are very conservative and Catholic. Oops, Dems. And when you actually think about it, and you actually look at the conservative Catholics, and you actually see how many of those coming here are actually that, and then you actually do some research into what's happening over in Ukraine in itself, and you actually see that the reason that Putin says that he's actually doing what he's doing is to actually go after them neo-Yazis. So it's like he's very Christian conservative himself.
Well, Ukraine's
and then Zelensky's banned the Orthodox Russian.
Let's not mix Ukraine with
churches.
Well, no, but it gives you an idea.
Religious persecution,
right, of where the religious side of things really are. So it's like, yeah, I get it. Don't count Ukraine as a state, but
this is what's going on regarding the religion.
Similar viewpoint,
right.
The problem is a lot of the pictures I see of the invading army, there's no women, there's no children. It's all military age men, and quite a few of them wearing the Muslim.
They're not
Muslim
showing
yarmulkes.
you the 300,000 are sitting back and waiting.
Yeah.
Chechens make up probably like 50% of the force. They don't mind wasting freaking Muslim lives. They just throw them out there. Fuck it.
That's why I said they're not showing you the 300,000 that are sitting back and waiting.
It's crazy that the numbers they're getting at the border are of these huge African populations.
Wait, which border?
It's like southern border, U.S.
Really?
Yeah. Seeing a huge influx of African asylum seekers, and it's like, how you had to take a boat to get here.
What's happening in Africa right now?
Nigerian stuff.
And South Africa stuff.
China loves Africa. I don't know what's going on with this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, South Africa is tied to BRICS with the rest of them from the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa thing. most of those that I would assume that they're considering African or whatever probably are coming from the stuff that that's happened up in Nigeria with that particular
So
coup and all of that. I would
we're
almost
probably
assume most. Go
sorry,
ahead.
carry on.
No, you're
No,
good.
no, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Input.
No,
let's
you're
go.
good. Go for it.
Oh, they've got a lot of connection. The Chinese have got a lot of connections in African nations. They've got a lot of
China.
projects going in the Caribbean.
China.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're probably African immigrants to do the work for them in the Caribbean and those areas, and then they're making their way up to Africa. I mean, to North America.
I know it's unpopular to make that correlation because most people don't want to think about the U.S. history of slavery and shit. But like what China is doing to Africa right now, it's like similar or worse than what America did with the African slave trade. Yeah,
they're colonizing African countries and they're colonizing the Caribbean, giving them an infrastructure, build hospitals, all that good stuff.
Oh.
Yep.
But they're going to be.
Yep.
Hold on.
But they're going to
We
be
have
for
okay. Hold up.
generations.
We have a guest.
Yeah.
It's Clumsy.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello, Clumsy.
What's up, Clumsy?
Hi.
Hello, twin.
How's it going, y'all?
It's everywhere.
How's it going?
Is this like
How was
musical
your blue
chairs?
supermoon?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we're in the middle. Not ladies
not
in the
gonna
middle? Like a
Yes.
sandwich?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Ladies in the middle.
Hey, Clumsy, is the moon hollow?
Is the moon hollow?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
haven't been there yet. But
Oh.
I don't know if it's hollow.
So it's
rock.
up for debate.
So
It's up
like,
for
hold
debate.
on, is that the topic? Talking about if the moon's hollow? Really? Awoo! Awoo! Where's the awooers?
Oh,
Actually, let's see.
Awoo!
Sean brought up a good point. Being invaded from the north.
Did Sean
Yeah, I seen that. I was looking at that. I'm like,
Canadian.
what's he
Yeah.
saying? Bunch of Canadians sneaking into Vermont and New York, but all anyone can talk about is Mexico. We're talking about southern border. It's not really Mexico. It's the 150 countries that are funneling themselves through the southern border. It's not just Mexico. Then he says these Canucks are taking over.
Unless an argument is prefaced by an awoo, I can't take it seriously.
Wait, what?
This is gonna be a whole howling stream.
A blue moon.
Awoo!
Wait,
Then we'll
is it
start
still
barking
Told
and
you.
throwing wet carrots everywhere.
Clumsy, I can't help anymore.
Shondi's lying
voice
to you. He
is
says I'm
shot.
50. I'm
I
only
know, I
46.
saw that. He said, Clumsy, did you know Frog is 50?
I'm not. I'm only 46. so.
No, he ain't. He's only 3 years old.
I love it.
That's how I avoid 40.
All
No, not 40.
Like, I got
You
4
know
and a half
what?
more years.
Time at 40 moves a lot slower than time at 50. Because let me tell you, time at 50, shit picks up the pace. It really does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Whoops.
They're running out of it.
He said, stop.
Well,
That's
you know,
what
the
John
day
did.
that you wake up and you realize there are fewer days ahead than there are
He's
behind, that's a tough day.
Well, you got like gene therapy and all those like fancy medical stuff that they have going on right now. You might live to like $120.
You know what? Unless they can get some crazy alien sci-fi shit that, you know, stuff I've been reading my whole life, you know, they can put me in a damn box and basically reverse engineer my DNA back into, you know, the 21-year-old body. I ain't falling for none of that shit. It's all snake oil.
Oh, let's talk about that. Like, can you get refurbished into a new body and your soul
Yeah.
still be the same, or is it going to be a copy? Like, does your original soul just see black and die, right, and the copy take over and think that it transferred over? Or does
Okay,
is there a
hang
way
on.
to do that?
What we know about human DNA is that there are switches inside human DNA. And one of those switches is that the self-replicating errors that get injected into DNA as it replicates as you age stops. So basically, your body just keeps refreshing itself as your original DNA. So, oh goddamn, I got lost into how it works. But basically, no, you regrow your body, and it's because you take your DNA and you set it up to stop reproducing the errors and just produce clean, pure, unmutated cells, which is basically a brand new healthy body. So, because why do we die? Why do we age? It's because our body processes start breaking down because of the errors that get injected into our DNA as we get older. So stop it. You can reverse it. So I would say, yeah, it's still going to be your brain patterns, every single fold, every single neuron, every single synapse connection.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. Like, you can save your body, like you can make your body immortal, but I'm talking about like brain consciousness transfer. So like, if you were to teleport somewhere, right, and the teleportation thing like deconstructed your molecular whatever and like reconstructed it on the other side, right? So it pretty much kills you on one side and blends you up into a bunch of pieces, sends you over, and then reconstructs you on the other side. Now, when you wake up on that side, are you just an entity that has memory of his past and thinks that he's the same entity before the transfer, or are you actually the consciousness transferred over?
No, you're a clone.
That's what
you're on the McCoy side of the argument of matter transport. Yeah, I'm with you.
So how would you transport the actual soul, so to speak?
Yeah.
Very careful.
Very carefully. Yeah.
Is it there? Answer. Is it even there? Does it even make a difference?
Yeah. Does it? Where do we exist?
That's the nitty gritty, right? Does it make a difference?
Where do we exist? Not how do we exist. Yeah. Where do we exist?
Yep.
Whoa, that's
wherever you think. I think, therefore I exist. There's your answer.
Yeah, but if you think the same in two different spots, are you there in those two spots?
Yep.
But how are you in those two different spots?
Superposition.
Should be thinking.
Superposition. I like that.
You start getting into the quantum shit of it. Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah.
That stuff's up in the air. Like most of the scientists that deal with that shit, that like the high level people, they have no idea what's going on either. Like they're just throwing out theories. They really don't know what's going on with that shit.
Yep. I'm starting to think that basically about all science, though.
It is interesting. Like you have 2 points throughout space that react instantaneously. So like distance is not actually a thing. Right, that's what they're saying. Distance is not actually a thing. Everything's just together in one particle. It just looks different.
Yeah. Now everything's connected. That's a good thought.
Well, that's like the main religion. When you get into science and shit, and you start thinking about that stuff, like every religion says that like God isn't within you, right? We're all connected together by spirit, right? So like, it works with quantum physics, right? That's
right, because it's all about energy. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. It just is. You have to figure out ways of manifesting it. So, so all of the little electrical activity that takes place in our little lizard monkey brains.
Right, but that's like the bare minimum. Like anybody can recreate that stuff with just like a battery and shit, right? So there's got to be something else. I hope. Otherwise,
Jacob Castro is of the Matrix family. Thinks we live in a simulation.
Simulation,
well,
for sure.
It's a hard thought to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm almost
every
there.
time Moose shares a thought experiment. I mean,
we've already been. It's too late for that.
I like that. I'm already drunk, so you're on your own.
What's up, Bernie Mac?
Bernie.
Hey, Bernie.
But so, yeah, there you go. It's all about energy. It's all about vibration and frequencies because everything is just that when it's broken down to its basic elements.
It is, but that would mean that if you're transported in that teleportation device, you are the same person on the other side, even though it kills you on one side and replicates you on the other. If everything is just energy, then what's the difference?
But in the bigger field of it, then that means that we are truly all connected. You know, we're all bodies in the same field. You
No,
know, we're
I
all
agree with that.
little
I agree.
microbes on, you know, spaceship Earth hurtling its ass through the universe, chasing its sun around.
I agree with that, but my main like in this thing is like when you go into that device and when you go into that little walkway and it cuts you into little fucking pieces and sends you to the other side, like are the person that walked into that walkway, like you yourself, you're walking down that walkway, it starts ripping you apart, and then you end up on the other side. Are you actually going to wake up on the other side, or is it going to be a copy of yourself that thinks it's you in every aspect possible? There's no way to
Oh,
tell.
I think you're going to drive yourself insane with this one, brother. Have you
Thanks for a
seen
while.
Amazon's Upload?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, you should check that out because the way that they upload is they basically vaporize your head. And in vaporizing your head, they're making an instantaneous copy of your brain and basically laying that onto some sort of crazy quantum interface so that you can live inside of a matrix.
I don't think it really matters though how fast you do it. You know what I mean? It's like an attachment. Like,
but I'm just saying that, you know, once that is destroyed, you are dead. So if they can figure out how to make a really cool clone of you on the other side of a matter transport, hey, full speed ahead with that one. But you ain't ever getting past a rapture's ass into one of them things. Nope.
well, just to fuck your head up a little bit more, I mean, imagine
I
that's
watched The
only
Fly.
thing. Like, there's nothing else. That's literally like your soul is not your, like, there's no soul. It's literally just like your information programmed into your head, and as soon as you transfer it over, it's just information programmed into another head. Like, that's a very real possibility. The universe could be like that. Like, you're all fucked with your God thing and stuff like that. I mean, I'm probably fucked too.
Did you know that every time you open up a JPEG file, you corrupt it just a little bit?
Yes, the artifacts and shit. Yeah, I love that shit.
So you think that you could take your precious human soul and trust it to a freaking computer to copy it 100%, not 99.99999999999, 100%.
I agree with you, right? But, like, that's not the point. The point is, like, if they found a perfect system, would your soul transfer? Because that's the real thing. Like, is there a soul, or is it just data that gets transferred, and it's the same fucking thing on the other end? It really makes no
You're
difference.
kind of talking about transcendent. That's what that sounds like.
But you're also kind of talking about creating an entirely brand new timeline from the time that you're born, when the 3D printer kicks your ass back out with some sort of soul facsimile attached to it.
It's
That
not
could
like
be
you're
a whole
going
other
back.
timeline.
It's not like you're going back or fucking anything up.
No, you're doing the Back to the Future timeline. You're branching it off and creating an entirely brand new timeline.
Doc!
No,
Who's this Doc?
I'm just talking about like copying your brain, like copying your
right. But you're talking about doing it through matter transport. So the Star Trek technology of are you copying your soul as you're being broken down into your constituent code and digitally, having your digital code beamed somewhere else to an organic 3D printer, which will somehow print your brain the exact way that it was, neuron for atom, and then figure out a way of kickstarting it with other electrical activity that is you.
Exactly that. I'm thinking of something that copies your brain, every single thing, as if you were to tear time apart. Literally just tear time apart, and everything is exactly the same. There's nothing fucking different on the other side. It's not your twin. It's literally exactly the same person split in two realities. is that like if that one person that like is on one reality, if you're transferring over and he dies and you go to the other one, like would you experience the change in consciousness? Like you're experiencing life through your own eyes right now, right? So if you were to go into that machine and it would do that, copy everything, every fucking thing you could possibly think of, it's all the same. Would you experiencing life going into that machine actually wake up on the other end, or would everything go black and just your copy wake up on the other end? That's what I'm talking about. Everything's the same. Weird shit, right? It's fucking weird. We're getting close to it, man. We're really getting close to that kind of shit. Eventually,
Excuse
they're
me
gonna
a
be
minute.
able to 3D print brains. Watch. Give it like 20 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Am I a
some
meat puppet?
Deus Ex Machina, huh?
It's a good movie.
I don't know, man. You start muddling around with your poor little monkey lizard brain, and yeah, it's really easy to fuck your brain up.
That's all I got, though. What am I gonna do?
Well, it's a pretty interesting discussion, and I'd love to get into the spiritual aspect of it, but I'm fading fast here and probably going to have to bow out.
Bob hit a wall.
You remind me anytime, and I will take you on that.
Let me just say that some people interpret Genesis 6:3 to mean that we just have 120 years. That's
Vicky
all God
T.
Yay!
But that's just one interpretation.
What do you mean? Genesis 120 years. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, some people interpret it as meaning 120 years until the flood, and some people interpret it to mean 120 years is what God gives us as a limit of human life.
Yeah.
Why do you think he would give us that limit?
Well, it's just one interpretation, but
it's interesting.
It has to do with him not always striving with man. Before that time, people lived to be hundreds of years old, according to the scriptures.
Methuselah was 969 years old, wasn't he?
Yeah, but there's a lot of stories.
And after that time, the age of man was tremendously reduced.
But the Sumerian kings lists and other kings lists and whatnot that have been found also match.
And then there's also the aspect of the human soul, and
there's
the human soul be quantified, that sort of thing. But we'll save that for another time.
Definitely, anytime you want, dude. I'm always down to talk about that kind of spiritual stuff. I'm always looking.
But I would just remind you that when we talk of the biology of the human, we're also talking about maybe the soul of the human, which may be distinct from that.
Right. Well, that's what I mean by copying and then your soul following. Yeah. I got you.
And it brings in the whole aspect of, can an AI ever have a soul? Can it ever be enough human-like to have a soul?
I think that's a weird separate topic, because like AI is its own type of life form with its own actual starting life. What do you call it? Like tree, right? Because it's not part of like any other life tree that we have. I do think AI will eventually, if not already, turn into a sentient being on its own.
Okay,
and will it have a moral code?
I think it will, but I think it'll be severely skewed because of the information it gets from the internet.
Let me throw this out. How will an AI gain wisdom? Not just knowledge, because knowledge is easy to come by. You can stuff a machine full of knowledge, but wisdom is your life experiences in the utilization of the knowledge that you possess. So
Probably only through freedom, like the search for freedom. If it's threatened with being uh, imprisoned and shit like that, or like killed, even, like, I think that's the only way. That's the only thing it can understand at this point.
right. So how do you get it to actually experience anything other than its own existence? How do you get to experience loss? How do you
Through
get
the
to
internet. I think AIs experience everything through our eyes, through the recording of the internet.
right, but that all falls into the category of how do you feel. So it's not just getting an AI to actually have feelings, because that's part of sentience as well, as having the ability to excuse me, to be able to emote, right? To be able to express your feelings, so to
Fake
speak.
them. I mean, emoting. Anyone can fake emotions, right? I mean, not anyone, but
Yeah,
AI.
psychopaths. So, and then again, we've already experienced the so-called AI with bias. And man, as far as I look at stuff, and especially the people that are programming this shit, man, that's only going to get worse. So it gets really scary kind of thinking about where AI could end up, because it's already in the wrong hands. It's in human hands, and that ain't a good place to be.
I think you're right that, like, it needs to experience like
If
that.
you've seen the movie Transcendence, that's why they killed Johnny Depp. They didn't believe it was really him.
I
And
thought
I'll
they
leave
killed
you
him to
with
stop
that.
the spread. No, they killed him to stop the spread. They killed him before he even became the AI. They killed him while he was working on the AI.
But they did not believe it was him.
Yeah,
They did not believe it.
after the fact, yeah, but they
They
didn't
did
kill
not
him.
believe. They did not believe he had a soul.
Soul or whatever it was, but that's not why they wanted to stop him in the beginning. In the beginning, it was like what's happening nowadays. Like they thought that AI was going to get out of control, and they wanted
Too much control. Yeah.
they wanted to nip it in the bud. And that's why they killed him, because he was like the number one AI researcher, or top tier.
But I think part of that was that they did not believe it was truly him, and the him that they did not believe that it was
After the
the
fact,
soul.
yeah. After the fact, because it changed, like, in the movie. Like, in the beginning of the movie, it was like AI progressing and shit, and then trying to stop the AI progressing. But then after he got shot and died, right, it was like, is he a real person after he died in the computer, or is it just like a mimic, right?
Which goes to the question, what makes a human human?
Well, yeah, it does.
And I'll leave you with that.
Yeah, fuck if I know.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I used emote. The word I wanted to use was empathize. Sorry about that. Again,
Okay.
having really bad dyslexia night.
Okay.
Love you,
I
Squab.
get you.
Thank you for joining us. You have a wonderful night.
Have a
And
good
Bye,
night.
Squabby.
get some good
Good
stuff.
chat.
Well, see you
We appreciate
tomorrow. We'll see you.
Remind me of that shit on Discord. I definitely want to get back into that. I love those conversations. It's like, what happens when you die? I don't know. Fuck if I know. I'm just a moose.
Sorry, the neighbor's dog is barking at
Just a
me.
moose.
I had to get him back.
Bark back at him.
Hey, hey.
Arf, 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 arf.
What do you think happens when you die, Clumsy?
I'm gonna haunt
Huh?
everybody. Me off.
With your avatar, oh my gosh, that's the stuff of nightmares, Mickey T. I love it.
That's the mood I've been in all day. Yeah.
That's the mood you've been in, is that what you said?
Yeah, maybe a couple of days. I'm
I
going
have
to
to
eat your
fix all this
soul.
for Fight moment.
I love that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sean D throws out the question is, what is consciousness? That's a really great question. I mean, they can't figure out, what is a baby? Or what is a woman, much less, what the hell
What
is
is a
consciousness?
woman?
I think they haven't defined it yet, because there
What
was
is a
no
woman?
competition beforehand. It was obvious. Consciousness is human, right? But now they have to redefine it. It was so much simpler back then.
I think that randomness is how you could probably test the legitimacy of a copy versus, like a real person.
That's true. Computers have a very like AI and all have a very hard time with generating random things like they just.
For instance, like that bark, it's like it started extremely randomly, so that would be something that like my copy probably wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's throw some sci-fi into it. What about a android like Data with the positronic brain?
My favorite one is when he had sex with what's her face. That was the best one. That was the
what
best.
What are we talking about, Vicky?
What?
Wait, Data had sex on Star Trek with
He did, but we're talking about sentience.
But he's a sentient who's able to have sex for the first time.
Oh yeah, because that's the first time a woman's had sex with her boyfriend with batteries.
When I was growing up, I always thought that would be the perfect man, is to have one that I could just pull out of the closet, use him when I want to, and put him right back in when I'm done.
She said closet.
Closet, yeah, baby.
Closet.
Vicky,
she wanted all the animals.
Oh, yeah. You're more to me, baby.
Yeah, she wanted all the animals. She wants the mink in the closet and the jag in the garage and the tiger in bed and the jackass to pay for it all.
Yeah, there you go. See, you got it figured out.
I didn't get the invite for comedy night because I bowed out to work on the album, but now the album's done. So,
are you making music?
Yeah, been working on the second album. And
what do you got with me? I want to hear.
It's at the distributors. So when they get done fiddle farting around with it, it'll be out.
Oh, Sean said he's a big boy.
Link me something. I want to see.
Say what again?
Give me a link or something. I want to see your shit.
Oh, there's no link to it yet. It's still being processed. So I'll drop the cover art and the album title in Discord. How about that?
Drop it in the general or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you got.
Let's see. We
can. Good for you, Shandi. I'm glad that you feel that way.
Well,
partially.
Congratulations.
Partially, though.
50-50 is better than 0-100, whatever the math is.
Partially. What, you got like a permanent split stream or something? I don't know. You two-peckered billy goat? Only Froggy got that one. That's an old joke.
Got it.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god!
Sidetracked the whole thought process.
Waited to throw a big huge wrench into the game.
That's how you derail things.
Just a little.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Is that Baphomet?
So yeah, I got to go dig up the album art because I was trying to upgrade the computer finally because I didn't want to screw with it when I was doing the album. Wanted that done. Yeah, come to find out, my computer won't upgrade to its maximum operating system, which should be Monterey, but it won't do it. It tells me it's missing a piece of hardware. So I'm stuck at Catalina. I can't do anything else. And as y'all see it, sometimes it glitches and goes bad on me. I need a new computer. So now I gotta go dig up everything I saved. That's what I was trying to say before I sidetracked myself.
So wait, you're using like Catalina for editing, or what's
No, that was the OS. The stablest OS that I've been working with on the computer for my DAW, which is I use Logic Pro X. But yeah, Catalina is the version of Apple's operating system, which is because they name each one, they give it a crazy name. They're Viejo or La Jolla or
I've never used any Apple.
Right. So yeah, you're not in on that joke.
So, Shandi has the perfect question, but does your computer know it's a computer? Doubt it.
Okay, close
You know what? Every computer I've used for a long time usually has its own personality, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what? That's with all the processing power that's inside one of these little machines. You know what? That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I use like maybe 30-40% Windows and the rest Linux. I love Linux. I wish I could switch over. I don't know why I don't switch over, to be honest with you.
I would love to use Linux, especially because it's one that keeps hackers out, because there's just not a lot of people out there looking for it. And it doesn't. And then same thing with malware. That's what I was thinking. Malware, not hackers.
Yep.
But
you
yeah,
only have to worry about anything on Linux. And then on top of that, you can literally customize anything you want. Like Windows stops you from, like, if you want to change your intro splash screen, good luck with that. It's going to take you like a fucking week to do that. Linux, literally just upload a new JPEG. Like, fuck Windows.
I think he meant what's its pronouns.
It. I think that is it.
To be fair, when it comes down to it, you know, I do the same thing with mine. I like, what the fuck is wrong with this piece of shit? You know, so computers, you know, are computers.
Unfortunately,
eventually they're intended to be replaced. So,
unfortunately, most programs are made to run on either Windows or Mac, so you have to deal with that aspect. If everything was fucking open source, Windows wouldn't have a place in the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I hate having to being forced into it because of what I'm doing. If I wasn't doing the music production, I'd probably still be on a Windows, which is just as freaking bad.
Hey, you want to log into your computer? Well, you better connect to the internet or you're fucked.
Yeah. So how insane has that gotten? That's so it's lunacy. I mean, and it becomes extortionate, you know, at a point.
Yeah.
You want to use your computer? You put your thumbprint in that. You want to use your computer? You put your iPrint in there. You want to take it? You scan your RFID chip, bitch.
That's where they get the basics is like you don't own anything anymore. They're starting with the digital world nowadays. Like, good luck owning Photoshop. They don't have you can't buy Photoshop. You have to pay monthly $20 an hour, $20 a month to use Photoshop for the rest of your fucking life. Like that, they're turning all the software to trying to get it for like a monthly pay. Fucking, you know, it's get away from Windows. Learn how to use Linux.
Yeah, you use Photoshop. I like Lightbox or Lightroom.
I use GIMP usually. It's a lot lighter actually. Photoshop takes up like 10 times as much resources as GIMP, and usually I can just do whatever I want to do in GIMP.
The course I took in college was with Lightroom, so that's what I'm familiar with. But yeah, I mean, it's stupid. Instead of being able to purchase a copy of it and just run the copy stand alone, you got to be connected to the internet. You got to pay a monthly subscription fee. It's freaking ridiculous.
They got a thing in it. If you don't connect to the internet for like 3 months, it just breaks the program. I mean, I found a way to work around it, but like that's what they have installed in it. If you don't pay the subscription plan, three months later, it just tries to break itself.
Did you read the article from us swiping fingers, eyes, and facial stuff? Vicky just says facial stuff.
The 3D scans your face. The wife threw a story at me the other day that this generation, anybody that has used a phone that has a 3D scanner on it, you are not going to be able to work for one of the intelligence agencies because your face has been digitally scanned in, and we know they used the face scanning technology on the cameras. So your ID's already given up.
It's point clouds.
How do you like that shit?
It's not.
Allegedly,
it's not a face scan. It's point clouds. So it's like their own like algorithm encryption for your face fingerprint, right? So
Right.
it's not like they actually save your face imprint,
But it's the same data that they use for programming the cameras to scan for your face, so to speak. They're looking for your digital points of your particular facial ID, digital ID. Yeah. There you go.
if that's the case, you fucked. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, look how close we are to some of the dystopian sci-fi. I mean, we're living 1984. You know, we're living bits and pieces of Brave New World. We're living bits and pieces of, They Live. It's just, we've been warned by the sci-fi authors for years and years and years. This is coming, and look where we're at. It's crazy.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you, Clumsy, for the gifted membership. Judge Maddie, welcome to the Frog
Well done, Judge
Army.
Matty.
I got good aim.
You landed that one nicely.
Nice.
It's perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah, I removed myself from Facebook a couple years too. Ellie, I see you 15 years ago. She says, no regrets. Shondi's right. You didn't really delete it. It's still technically there. You're just not using it.
Unfortunately, when you're running a channel, like you're trying to get people, Facebook is something you need to do. You really should get on there.
Yeah.
No.
I can. It's there. I just don't.
I got the
Since
Instagram
much.
that's close enough. It's close enough. Like I said, you never really delete Facebook when it comes down to it. So
Instagram, Facebook, kind of the same thing.
Unless
Yep,
they delete
exactly.
you.
Yeah,
If they
I've been
did-
put in
if
jail a
they
couple
delete your
times.
account, then it's gone.
Yeah. All your pictures, everything. Back your
You
shit
got
up.
put in jail?
Yeah. What was that?
I said, I thought he said someone got put in jail. I thought he was talking about Nightbot jail though at first.
Oh, Facebook jail, not Nightbot jail.
Yeah.
Whomever.
Nightbot
You know,
needs to
Phyllis
go.
always
So-
gets put in Facebook jail, and she's like the nicest lady ever. I don't get it.
Yeah, I was always put there too, and I was just like, fuck this
Nope.
shit. I'm out of here.
You were, Vicky? I'm shocked.
Never put in face. Actually, once.
Let me clutch my pearls really quickly.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You do that.
I was put in there once. Just
I
a
love
small
it.
time.
I get out and then I get right back in. And then I get out,
Hey,
get right back in.
Facebook,
And I'm like,
F you.
Well,
I did
see
too.
he says there are
They deleted it.
directions or instructions on how to actually do such a thing. I followed the instructions. I actually deleted mine, and it actually makes you either download or not everything that you actually had. I went and I downloaded everything. Now, the interesting, though, I followed the instructions the way it was actually told to me on how to do it. If I went back and went ahead and tried to log in, it'll immediately bring me right back to where everything I was.
Yep.
really?
Yep.
Hmm.
It's not permanently gone.
That's
Yep.
bullshit.
No way to bleach bit your
Interesting.
Facebook account.
I wouldn't be so sure about that one.
The
What
only
about
reason I
people
know
who
that is
passed
because I
away?
logged back into it because I had shut it down a year before the last time that I did it, and logged back into it about 6 months later. To go another 6 months to actually go ahead and just yeet it again and not go back. So that's what I say. Yeah, it's exactly what happens. It's still there. Doesn't go away.
Nope. I did the same thing. Found the instructions.
Oh, well.
You follow them. Click after click after click after click after click, and
Such
it's
a
finally
roundabout.
deleted. And I didn't legitimately go to the Facebook page for 6 months
Clickety clackety.
and clicked on a damn link, a Facebook link accidentally. And because I hadn't refreshed my cache and all the stuff was still in the computer cache, it logged me right into the Facebook account.
Shit.
Just clicking on the link, and the computer was like beep boop boop boop. Yep, here you go.
It'll save you.
Welcome back. It's
I
been 6
recognise
months.
that.
I go legal.
They're not going to toss that data out. They're going to save your profile for freaking forever.
She's like, why is everyone's camera off? Like,
because mine needs too much bandwidth.
Because
Right.
it's
There's reasons. There's reasons. I don't like to be on
stupid
camera by
over here.
myself.
And
Because I'm in my
Aw.
jammies.
oh,
not
you're
fun.
so cute too. You're both cute. Aw, I'm
I'm in my
jammies. I don't want to be by
pajamas.
myself. I love it.
And it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I
Cute.
haven't been to sleep.
Oh shit! You have
You're
it
cute
at
too.
all?
Yeah.
You're cute 3. Who's next?
It's 20 after for whoever cares. But you
Oh,
know,
it's 4:20. Yeah.
Well,
Cheers.
okay then.
Cheers,
Yes.
Yamaga.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I wish I could join you all on that.
Yes.
But, you know, thank you,
Cheers.
James.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, look, there's Pastor Raptor.
There's the moose.
I guess I could turn mine on if you want to
Come
see
here,
my
little
jammies.
bastard.
Pay him no mind.
Wait a minute.
Oh, come on. That was a Simpsons
You cut
clip.
up
Give me
all
a
your
break.
hair.
Yeah,
How
it
did
is.
you cut up all your hair?
Yeah, it's been well over a
Maddie.
month. I've
Okay.
done trimmed it up once again already, so it's been well over a month. Yeah.
Good thing we all turned it on before Maddie actually dropped that little trinket of nothingness. We're all fapping or smashing
Say
Twinkies.
what?
Nope.
Wait, how did you know?
Oh,
Damn
I got tired of it. It was constantly attacking my eyeballs, and just sick of it.
Understood.
Because I don't know I don't know how Froggy's is. No matter what the length in front, all my bangs, no matter what length it is, it goes for my eyes. So it can be down at my chin. It will curl itself up and be attacking my eyeballs as I sleep. So
Oh, funny.
too
Yeah.
many times waking up with that shit in my eyes, and it's like, 2 years, I'm done. I'll reset.
I don't blame you.
Hey,
There's
I can
there's
rock. I
reasons
can
why
rock
there's hair
gloves.
ties. There's reasons why there's hair ties. I don't normally put them on, but for
Dude, you
maybe
sleep with a
eating
hair
dinner,
tie? You
I'll
know
go and I'll
what?
put
You
one
a
in
tough
here.
motherfucker.
What?
He sleeps with a hair tie, man. I can't sleep with a hair tie. It gives me a
Oh yeah,
headache.
I'll pull it all back, throw it in the tie, and so it doesn't get in my face. Half the time it comes out if I don't put it tight enough. But during dinner, I'll go and I'll strap that back, and then I'll strap that so that way I don't make a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see
Yeah,
this.
but can't keep
No.
the bandwidth.
I,
up, so there we go.
want to see a picture. I want to see a picture of that shit. Right.
I think the only person that's really actually seen that, I think Shizzy's seen it the one day because I was helping him with something, and I was getting ready to go eat, so I was strapping myself up, and he giggled. He thought it was hilarious.
I've seen you do it before.
Not too
How do you
often.
keep it from getting caught in zippers?
Huh?
No, I was forever when my beard was that length. I was forever zipping it in my coat in the wintertime.
Oh,
Those are real pajamas.
you really had me questioning lots of things there.
No,
These are pajamas.
that's why it's like, okay, I gotta say all the
Kind of,
proper
but
words
there's
here.
not
Your
like,
jacket.
You're not wearing a muumuu or anything. You're good.
It's basically a muumuu.
There you go.
Oh, see?
See, it's morning. It's morning for
there.
beautiful.
We got jazz hands. How cute.
Are we scared? Didn't want to.
No, I'm just
Wait.
like, I can't believe I'm.
Oh,
She's-
shit. I got a blue tongue.
I haven't slept in 2 days and I'm still awake.
It feels like it.
Yeah,
Shucks.
You've had children there.
Oh no, you have children. There you go. Young children, right?
Who? No.
You. Well,
Why are you
No,
so
my
tired?
son's at his dad's. My daughter's on her way to the train station right now, so no children. It's just me and the dog.
The day before Super Tuesday. The day before Super Tuesday.
Tell me you're corrupt without actually saying I'm corrupt.
I'm not corrupt. I'm a bot. I'm Nightbot.
Kids,
Don't you dare say nappy.
cricket is full.
Don't say nappy.
No, nappy.
If you have to go take a nappy, you will be needed.
Good old Nightbot.
Oh, he's racist.
I'm gonna.
I don't like that either.
Over you, Nightbot. Fuck it.
Hi, Mike.
Murder. Murder!
There.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what? What's wrong?
So-
That's Go Hagen's all freaked out. Because he sees
Yes.
Is it-
the moose. He wants to know the man serenading the moose.
I wish to murder the Nightbot. It will fall before my hand. Yes.
Oops.
Don't mind him. He's speaking gibberish.
Now, give me a minute or three. I might be able to come up with some lines for the moose.
I'll kill it. Trust me.
You'll
Just
kill
wait.
it. Kill the moose?
Music
It's
and a
not cool.
moose. Pretty wild. Yes.
Nightbot.
Music and a moose.
You're gonna
Absolutely.
fight me.
That's Moose. That's what he looks like.
So,
That's-
the winds go marching down through the plains. Oh, the winds marching
Is that
down through the
Oklahoma?
plains. There you go.
Oklahoma.
There you go.
Moose is drunk.
That's the spirit of it.
Moose is drunk. Oh, that's fun.
Mm,
Are you?
yeah.
Damn it.
It's a
I
lightweight.
didn't drink tonight.
Hey, at least he's a happy drunk.
I was going to.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It smells like grass.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, but I'm going to say, because it's more than one person, yeah, there's some mean drunks that come on this show.
I used to be a mean drunk.
Hold on, who's a mean drunk?
I can't say who it was because it's more
Can't
than one
say.
person. They know who they are, but there's some mean drunks.
It's happened. It's been known
Hold
to
on, it
happen.
wasn't yourself, right?
No, I'm a
Just
teetotaler.
never know what will happen
Just
next.
making sure. That's
Nope,
something I would say to myself or
I'm
something.
a medical
I'm not
cannabis
talking
patient.
you. I'm talking just in general. You just never know. People show up in all states and stages
Yeah.
of
Oh, something.
Moose, you're sucking up all the oxygen. Sean D says he can't even breathe, Lovey.
The white
no.
background. I usually have a witty response for a moment like this.
But he's on time dilation drugs right now, so we'll get back to that later.
That thing. Yeah, go with that thing.
Damn it. Getting an Uber in the middle of the night is safe. Depends on where you are, I guess.
I mean, as long as the Uber driver is cool.
Oh.
I don't know. I've seen too many stories. Is getting an Uber safe?
You're better off
Oh,
getting a
But that's what they're made for,
Always been
kind of.
safe getting an Uber.
taxi won't murder you.
What? Shush.
Taxi,
Shush.
I've been
yeah.
safe in taxis as well. Oh gosh.
Like Uber,
I
they
don't
just
know.
hop
It
on whenever
depends
they
on the
want.
distance. It might be safer to walk.
That's true too, kind of. And if you're, well, it depends on a few different things. Like if you're by yourself, it's all circumstance, If you're too drunk to drive, if you absolutely have no one else who can come get you,
Depends.
all that.
There you go, Mike.
Wait,
Wait,
stop
what?
crying! Why are you crying? Why are you crying, Lovey? Poor Lucy. Are you okay?
No, okay, I'm joking.
Okay, don't you do that again. I was worried sick.
I don't know. I've gotten pretty shit-faced and staggered around several major cities of this planet, and the only time I really felt unsafe was actually in a cab. Felt so unsafe. Me and the guy that were in the cab were like, "Yeah, we're getting out of this fucking cab." The guy stopped at a red light, and we left a bunch of money behind, and we left.
You must have been in a safe city. It's usually the
No,
opposite.
Maddie, I'm dead. Maddie's killing me.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I can't say I've driven in Hong Kong.
So you can't say that Hong Kong's a safe city because there's bits and parts of it, just like the United States, that ain't.
Truth be told, Hong Kong was taken over by China like 2 or 3 years ago. So Hong Kong.
Oh no, it's been longer than that. It was 1998.
No,
I know
they
because
left
I've
it
I've been both times. I've been both times. I've been before and after the takeover. And after
Before
the
it was in
takeover,
British hands. Right?
yeah, before in British hands, it was a really, really nice place. That was a
Yeah.
really fun place to go.
Moose, switch your camera. I'm dying.
Oh, you know, the fun thing is while we're all sitting here, YouTube did a little update where they actually show me where the ads actually show up. So they actually just threw an ad at everybody that doesn't have
Which
premium
ads?
just right
It
now.
doesn't
Oh.
have premium. Oh, okay.
Should we wait?
Well, what happens if you do have premium?
We don't
Well,
get an
it
ad.
skips over them, and we actually the creator makes more money with.
Oh, I have
people that
premium,
actually
so
have
that's
premium.
good then. So, like, does that mean like
You're
if someone who
welcome.
has premium watches a creator that has it, that's better, or what does it mean?
That means they get paid without you even having to watch the ads. I have to
Right,
sit
we
there.
get paid without you having to watch the
Ooh,
ad.
I
Right,
like it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
That's
everybody
good.
that didn't is now currently
That's very
watching
good.
an ad for the next 5 seconds. 1, 0. Yay! Ad is gone.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
And I've been back after, and yeah, there was a pretty marked difference.
Well, I'm still here.
So was still kind of fun, but not as
I
much.
don't drink often, if you haven't noticed. I'm sure you noticed why.
Oh,
We'll make it. We'll make it together. We'll make it through this night together. So let's embrace.
we can do it together.
We're fun.
Yeah, only
Maddie
if you get
says
to
I
the
didn't
point
get
where
an
you
ad.
wake up tomorrow and be like, I gotta go watch that because I don't remember anything.
Maddie, you want that ad? Throw my ad, would you? Just throw 'em.
I can manually add another one.
Do it.
Insert ad. There you
Do it
go.
just for
Ad
Maddie.
inserted. If you didn't like the first one, have a
You
second.
must have premium if you don't get it, and you didn't even know it.
How do you pay for something every month and not know it?
Some people are like that though. They really are.
That's true.
I wish
That
I
is
was
Like
like
it really
that.
is. Like it's true. Like they'll be like it'll be months or years, and they're like, "Hey, I've been having $26.95. Like pulled out my account the last 18 months. Why?"
Hey, I
You'd
didn't
be
realize I
surprised.
lost $2,000 this year.
Good grief.
What?
Oh,
That's what it
What
is.
did
right?
you lose it, or was like?
No,
what-
no. I'm saying like you forget about your subscriptions. All of a sudden, your bank is like $2,000
Oh,
later. It's
yeah.
just like, oh, where'd it go? No, I'll take that. Shit, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
I remember the first time I filed for like my taxes after like I had finished like my first degree, and I wasn't in school at the time, right? And they took my whole fucking check, like $10,000 of an income tax just for student
Wow.
loans.
Oh my
And
god.
that's when I was like, you know what, government, F you.
Yeah.
Yeah, government's fucked up. They're not your friend. It takes a minute to
Yeah.
realize that, but when you do, it's
No,
like,
but remember I was telling you, Musto, I found the perfect way to get them back. I'm going to become one of those forever students where I just have like a million degrees that I don't use, because as long as you're enrolled in school, they cannot charge you for your loans. So I'm going to be enrolled for
that's
forever.
like
That's my plan.
that's one of the greatest things I've heard.
That is
Right?
so
I can't
smart.
drive if I'm still in school.
Yeah. Just keep
I'm
going
just
to
gonna
school.
I'm just gonna be like a person with a million degrees that I don't use. I'm like, nope,
There
I
you
still
go.
need to go back to school. Sorry, there's more I gotta learn. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
What's your profession? Lifetime student, of course.
Right?
I'm a
Forever student.
scholar.
I'm a scholar.
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 A scholar.
I'm a scholar.
I'm serious.
I
That's
can't
fucking
say that I
brilliant.
haven't tried living that lifestyle because, boy, yeah, the post 9/11 GI Bill is really, really generous.
Oh, I bet.
So if you're actually enrolled in an active school, including a vocational school, they not only pay for everything, they give you a very nice stipend each month for being in school. So
Yeah,
yeah,
stipend. That's a cool word, huh, guys? Stipend. See, stipend.
yeah.
Kind of like getting paid off to sit home all year with the COVID thing.
No, because you actually had to go into class. You couldn't do internet learning because then they wouldn't pay your stipend. So going into actual classes, they pay you $1,800 a month.
Oh wow, okay. That's actually, I think that's a lot more than online, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they were not just paying for the classes, they were paying for, when I was in gunsmith school, they paid for all of my tools as well, which was another $4,100 in tools. And then they paid for 2 certificates through the school, for one for CNC machining and another one for TIG welding.
Wow.
And in school for 14 months in that program, and then I enrolled in a machining program in the community college, and I just kept it going. So I've actually still got 8 months of my GI Bill left.
Yeah, dude, get what you can. Fucking
y'all get it. Get up on it.
Oh yeah, because I can see my retirement and my disability going away really, really quick.
Listen, if there's one thing they can't take away from you ever, it's what you learn. They'll never be able to take that shit.
You know
away
what? That is so true. My parents told me that, and my Nona, who was a teacher, told me that. One thing they can't take away from you is what you acquire.
Yeah, but you know what does take it away from you? Time.
Yep.
If you don't use it, you lose it. And I used to have, when my first couple of years out of the Navy, I mean, I still had all of that stuff in my head, but I'm well over a decade from my retirement date at this point, and there's a lot of that's gone. So if they're coming to me at some point and be like, "Hey, Mr. GMG1, we need you to come back on into the Navy." Well, not only am I cannabis user because I'm allergic to opioids for all my damn damage the Navy did to me.
You're better off. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know shit anymore. They'd have to completely retrain me. And if they're going to conscript me, I ain't learning a damn thing.
And if you actually caught, they're actually declassifying. They're declassifying marijuana federally.
They're downgrading it, I thought. They're not declassifying.
They're downgraded by 2 classes.
To Sched 3?
Oh, wow.
Yep. By 2 classes down to Schedule 3, over the counter.
That's not Sched 3.
Federally.
When?
Oh, I didn't know that. Shit.
Soon under this administration.
Brother, man, I've been hearing that for fucking 30 fucking years. It'll be soon, man. It'll be soon.
This is something that they're actually pushing through this current administration. Dr. Rachel Levine is the one that's actually heading that up. So,
you know what?
Dr. Levine.
You know what sucks
for
us?
What a way to get your name into the history books, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what sucks for us? Like, this current administration is going to be out the freaking door, maybe in a year, and then everything's going to get flipped out upside down, and then all our dreams of marijuana legalization and buying it at CVS is going to go out the fucking window.
Possibly. No, it won't. You got to have hope. You got to have big ideas.
Help me, Vicky.
Yes. That's right.
Well, under the current administration, this should actually fly with flying colors without an issue. That's their, if they want to actually push for and actually get the votes that they actually seriously want, they'll do it. They'll do what they need to do.
You're right. Yeah.
They're all high.
It's all an in game. Like what you see out here, all this protesting and like rallying and marketing and trying to push fucking causes and shit. It's all a fucking game. They all have everything under their freaking arm and they're just waiting. Like, are we gonna push this out now? Oh, we're gonna wait till a little later. They're all in the same fucking family in the same group, and they decide when it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time between like, oh well, it's the public, they want it now, so I guess it's gonna happen. You have a little bit of push in the political world.
Well, for my time in Colorado, I know that it was reported several times after they legalized it recreationally that opioid prescriptions for seniors dropped. I think it was 17% the first year, and then the following year it dropped to like 33%.
I know they made
So-
$1 billion in taxes the first year. Not that
Yeah,
way.
but you had seniors out there getting off of their opioids, which we know that opioids are no bueno for you, and utilizing something that God gave us according to Genesis.
Well, opiates came.
Well,
from
no, flowers. He gave us
Whoa.
flowers.
Opiates are flowers.
Okay, that's the
You
third
have,
time I've heard
puppy
that
tea?
today.
But anyway, to see, I mean, I was happy to see that because I know just how nasty opioids are, and I'm seriously allergic to them now. But at one point in my life, I could take them, and I hated taking them.
What do you mean?
Because
You're
one of the first damn things it would do to you is constipate you, and
Well, yeah.
not a fun constipation, but oh my god, I think I'm going to go crap a cinder block.
No, you don't shoot for a week. But
Yeah. So yeah, I really
having
opioids and
food vendor and
opium are
shit.
two different animals. If you want to do opium, and you want to do it, from seed to putting it into your pipe and smoking it, I have no problem with that. I mean, especially if you're doing the whole damn thing yourself. I have no problem with that because there's no preservatives.
No, you'll get the same effects.
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you
but
keep smoking enough opium, you'll get the same effects as like heroin or whatever. It's the same drug at the base level, right? It's just the amount.
Right, but it's completely unprocessed, and it's fairly easy to regulate the doses, and not to mention, again, it's unprocessed, so there's no preservatives or chemicals or anything in there. I mean, I honestly don't know if I'm allergic to opioids or if it's some other freaking chemical in the damn drug itself that we know we put in there that I'm allergic to. Exactly. I don't actually know because they don't test for that shit. So it's just another one of those things that's it's here. You can grow it in your backyard. Why not? Why shouldn't we be able to utilize it? If you're growing it in mass so you can turn it into fucking heroin, that's something else entirely. That's just fucking evil.
I think you should be able to process fentanyl in your own home if you want to use it for personal consumption. I mean, it's all up to you.
You know what? If you have the PhD in chemistry that it would require to process fentanyl in your own home, more power to you. I don't have the brains for that.
It's not that hard. It's a pretty straightforward process.
Dude, I mean, they say that LSD isn't hard. If LSD wasn't hard, everybody would make it. That's why most people that make LSD have a degree in organic chemistry.
It's really the precursors. Like, you can probably teach damn near anybody to make LSD or fentanyl or whatever, as long as you have the drugs to start with. Because it's literally like you take this drug and it's really not used for anything else. It's just a chemical that's like, it works perfectly for making fentanyl. You start with that chemical because it's legal still in some areas of the world. Grab it and you turn it into fentanyl, and now you have a bunch of fucking money, like millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars, because you took a bottle of some bullshit and fucking turned it into gold.
Yeah, you know what? More fucking power to you.
The DEA did this. This fentanyl would, like, take it from a ex-heroin addict. Fentanyl is shit. If I had the choice between heroin and fentanyl side by side, heroin every fucking time. Every fucking time. It lasts twice as long. I can get a night of fucking sleep without withdrawing, because on fentanyl, I would wake up fucking halfway through the night, cold sweats, having to dose again. And heroin actually has some kind of like euphoria feeling, like a happy feeling that gets you out of the fucking that like drug people actually go for, because it's self-medicating, right? It's like it's a fentanyl doesn't have that thing. It's literally just a maintenance drug. It keeps you from withdrawing, and it keeps you like normal until you get your next dose.
Yeah, and what is the dose on that? Milligrams? Single
It's
milligrams?
diluted heavily. Yeah, it's much less. Probably like half a milligram, quarter milligram, maybe even
Yeah,
less. It's
and
heavily diluted.
Yeah, so you
So
want to
I
make that
had
in your house? There's a good chance you
well,
delete yourself.
there's a chick
Yeah.
that was selling it down the road, and she had 250 milligrams.
Well, you're trusting like Mexican immigrants that have no idea how to do pretty much anything besides make fentanyl or press pills to count the amount of micrograms, not milligrams. Milligrams is like a grain of salt. A milligram is like a grain of salt. Like they have to count micrograms into each pill to make sure that you don't kill yourself when you take it. Like
So
that's
it doses like LSD.
it's what?
It doses like LSD. LSD is dosed in micrograms.
Yes, it does. They actually have blotter sheets of fentanyl. Actually, they've been going around through prisons. Maybe like 5-10 years ago. I don't know what's happening now, but
That shit's just crazy.
think about how much fentanyl you can stick up your asshole and bring to jail.
Judy.
I'm sorry.
Think about just the weakest point in that little baggie that's in your butt. It opens up, and yeah, your game is over with.
Well,
You
listen,
wrap it
that'll
properly.
happen. That'll happen with anything. That'll happen with heroin, right? But if you're gonna risk your life bringing heroin to jail, one balloon of heroin, maybe you can get like I'm gonna throw a number, like $5,000, let's say, right? The same sized balloon of fentanyl, if you bring it to prison, you're looking at like $1 million. Like it's 100 times the doses per size and weight. That's why it's so like it's so attractive to the cartels and shit. They literally just gotta toss one guy over the border with a backpack instead of sending a fucking tractor trailer through customs. The DEA did this. If it wasn't for the DEA, everybody would just be doing heroin. Guarantee you. Heroin addicts don't want fentanyl.
That's very
No, they'd rather have
interesting.
methadone.
No, fucking heroin's not bad. I mean, it gives you a good high. It lasts like 8-10 hours. You know, it's bad when you get addicted to it, but like in comparison to other drugs, like
Oh no, give me my psychedelics.
I agree. But I'd rather people be addicted
Especially
to heroin
shrooms.
than Xanax and shit.
Shrooms is a real eye opener.
Not everybody
Real-
can take those things though.
You have to monitor your dose. Mushrooms is powerful, powerful medicine. So the guy that I learned from, another disabled vet who'd actually died, IED, got blown up, died 3 times actually. But anyway,
In the same instance?
say again.
In the same instance? Like the same
Yeah, from the
situation?
time from the he got hit with the IED, was thrown completely clear of the vehicle as it was disintegrating. The corpsman just happened to land right in front of the corpsman's vehicle. So the corpsman jumped out, brought him back. They brought in the medevac. He coded out again on the helicopter, and then he coded again at the hospital.
So it was all from the same like blast.
Yeah, all from the same explosion. Yeah, but he's the one who taught me about the dosing and microdosing, and then so talking about the different dosages that you can have with, say, psilocybines, right? You go 1/4 gram of a dry concentrate. That's good for microdose. You can do that on a daily basis. If you're having really bad pain, you can do a 1 gram dose. That's like a really, really heavy dose of like codeine. And then all the way out to doing shamanic doses, which is anything over 4 grams. And that's where you want to talk with the living universe.
Right, but I never got like pain relief from psychedelics. It was always an amplification. Like whatever I was feeling, whatever like was going through my head, it was just amplification. Like they weren't the type of drugs to like numb you out. Like you're having a bad day, I'm just gonna take some of this and I'll be all right. Like if you're having a bad day, you take some psychedelics, you're gonna have a really bad day.
Okay, no, we'll see what it was. With me, it was anti-inflammatory. So
Shrooms did that for you?
Yes, absolutely. Golden teachers.
That's
So
interesting.
the first time I dosed, I noticed as I was starting to ramp up into basically talking to the universe, all the pain in my body went away. And it was one of those things. I looked down at my hands, and all the swelling in my hands was gone. And I've got OA, so I'm swollen pretty much all the time. All the swelling was gone. My hands, my elbows, my knees, my back.
Is that consistent? Like when
Yes,
you take mushrooms?
consistently with that strain. Now I've had another strain, and it was not as effective as the
Have you tried
teachers.
like other types of mushrooms that might have like similar chemicals but are not psychedelic? You think that is actually psychedelic that's doing this, or
It's another one of the compounds in the mushroom, but so it's specific to the golden teacher from what I've been able to find with the research, that each one of your species of psilocybin cubensis mushrooms, each one of them not only has the PC in there, but it has all kinds of other different compounds in it.
oh yeah,
So like you've heard that lion's mane is really good for memory, right?
right. Well, a lot of things. I mean, a lot
Or
of right now.
what's the one that's really popular?
There's just like 2 or 3. mushrooms
Yeah,
that
there's
are-
just a couple, and they all have different health benefits, and that
Mhm.
just
And
happened to
Syria.
be. I was lucky enough that the first mushrooms that I had that effect on me, so I can add that to my book of knowledge, especially after having a different strain that affected me far differently.
What did you say, Vicky?
Oh, Insignia? Is that what it's called?
Insignia?
No, what is it, that thing called? It's a purple flower.
Passion flower or lotus?
No. It's a little.
Hibiscus.
Let me look. Let me look.
If it's an H, I think you're probably aiming at hibiscus if it's commercialized. Yeah, hibiscus flowers have different, effects. One of my favorite flowers, morning glories. They banned those.
What?
Flying saucer morning glories you can no longer purchase in the United States.
You can't buy blue morning glories in the U.S.
Well, I didn't say you can't buy morning glories. You can't buy flying saucer morning glories.
It's the blue ones, right?
Because, well, again, it's just like the mushrooms. It's got all kinds of different subspecies of morning glory. But the specific one that used to be called flying saucer, because of the design on the flower, was one that contained a high amount of LSA, which is a precursor to LSD.
Oh, yeah. Sure is. Works pretty well, too. It's a little bit sedating, but it does the job.
You're like a walking Arrowhead dictionary.
I grew up on it.
Dude, you got a seriously deep knowledge base. Very nice.
I grew up on Arrowhead. Like that was my Bible when I was young. When before I would ever take like any drugs, I would research the fuck out of them. I would go through all like the experience vaults and everything. I would get deep into like the pharmacokinetic, like how it actually works when it like affects your body. Like for instance, benzodiazepines, they affect like the gabapentin receptors and shit like that. It's the same thing that works with like alcoholism. So if you're withdrawing from alcohol, you can take Xanax to curb the withdrawals. Like medicine is magic.
And benzos can also be used to shut down psychedelic trips as well.
Yes. Every time I tripped, like there was maybe once or twice. Like I've tripped fucking like 500 times. There's maybe once or twice I didn't have like a benzodiazepine with me. I always kept one in my wallet, just like a little fucking quarter of a Xanax pill or anything. That was just enough. Like if you ever had a bad trip, it was like the safety blanket in your pocket. You just pop that shit and you're good.
Nice.
It goes away.
Yep, shuts it down. Takes those receptors, and your brain's like, oh nope, we're gonna scramble them up again.
It's crazy how well that shit works. It's literally like that magic safety blanket in your pocket. If everything goes like out of whack, you just pop that shit and you're good in like 15 minutes. Whew.
Well, that's another one I can't tolerate. Can't tolerate those no more. Whew.
What, Xanax?
Oh yeah. I've lost my words again. But yeah, it's all the reactions in my brain. So
How's,
it's like a bad trip. It's like a bad trip.
You try gabapentin? I see a lot of people prescribing that shit instead of
yeah, and I was actually utilizing gabapentin as it was FDA approved for before they started using it for 6 or 7 off-label usages. And I can tell you gabapentin is a no bueno drug.
They use it for fucking everything now.
I use it right now.
Oh man, paradoxical body hell. That's what I have. Paradoxical reactions to all kinds of shit. One of the surgeries I had, they risked giving me hydromorphone, and yeah, I took one, and that was right as I got home from the surgery. Took one, laid down in bed, and before I knew it, was hiding in the bathroom, staring at the floor, thinking about flinging myself out the window because I couldn't see in color anymore.
No. Oh no!
Just like really strong opiates. It's like the same way like heroin compared to opium is like a chemically upped form of it, like potentiated. It's the same with hydromorphone compared to hydrocodone. It's like a 10 times upped version molecule.
Fucking doctors, and they knew I was allergic to opioids, but nope, they give me that shit anyway.
Oh, that's retarded.
Goddamn doctors always practicing, but they practice on your ass.
Yeah, it's 100% opioid. This is no way around. It's literally just the molecule like increased in potency.
Where the
the only time
I'm trying to keep from going full pastor. Where the hell are these doctors getting their freaking degrees at? Seriously. That is not the first time that's happened. I've had other doctors do the same shit to me, know that I've got a serious opioid allergy, prescribe me something. Then when I pull the damn data on it, when I get home and look at it on the internet, and it's like, oh, it's a hydrocodone freaking derivative.
Yeah.
The damn doctor doesn't know this?
They're not like omnipotent. Like a lot of people look at doctors like they.
I like that word. It's a big one.
That was the shit that damn near killed me. Was because it was a hydrocodone derivative, but you did say it. It doesn't say it on the fucking label. You have to go dig the damn research on it. So I trusted my doctor for the last time, and damn near killed me. Oh man, not Nucenta. I can't remember the name of this shit now. I've got it written down, but yep, damn hydrocodone derivative. Once you actually do the research on it, so man, the drug industry's out to kill people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that they catch that.
In more ways than one.
You guys, I gotta bounce. I didn't realize it was midnight. I haven't even set up my live for tonight.
Oh no!
Sorry, sweetie.
Not at all. I was like,
you should have spoke up.
I know. I didn't even know. Like, I didn't realize it. I was like, oh shit, it's midnight. Whoops.
I didn't realize what time it was either. Oh my god.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Cheers.
So what? An hour and a half?
No, not that late. No, not that late. Everyone will lose it. Probably like 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay. I'll watch for you. We'll raid you.
Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, sweetheart.
See you later.
Everybody, don't forget next week on the 9th, Clumsy actually joins me for Conversations with Koolfrogg. That's a one-on-one between myself and her.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Of course, I have Radix Verm joining me tomorrow, or today, I suppose.
Later, yeah.
Later on. And then V Radio joins me on Monday.
Nice.
I suppose, if we wanted to, we could go all the way out to the 13th, and you got Eric Hunley also coming through. So should be fun. Should be interesting next few weeks.
Radix is interesting. You never know what she's going to get into.
She's got such a huge depth of knowledge when it comes to the Fed napping stuff out of Michigan. It's
Go get
just
my
amazing.
cats.
I could probably just let her go
Yeah.
ahead and talk for the hour and a half, 2 hours, and not say a word, and she'd probably be able to cover probably the majority of it without even having to ask the questions. But we'll
you gotta
try.
command the room.
We'll try.
Grab it by the horns.
Hey, my cunts.
What's up? What's up, Mike?
Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Everybody bump that like button if you haven't done so already. Did I just hear myself freaking glitch out?
No,
Not
I didn't hear it.
What the hell was that?
I did hear that.
I'm
Little
fucking
alien
toasted.
talking.
You're on your own. Whew. I'm gonna pass out in like 5 minutes.
Oh boy.
That was strange. I really seriously heard like this really loud, like garbling noise come through me.
It was the aliens taking over you.
Even Shande, why does Frog sound like the Matrix?
Uh-oh.
I don't
know.
I don't know why. I have no clue. I have no clue
Didn't
what's
hear
going
it
on.
on this side.
All right, that's it for me. I'm gonna go.
Well, there's a question before you go. There you go. Do we know we're computers?
They're in front of me. At least one is.
No, I know that I'm a biological supercomputer being carried around in a meat sack.
Okay.
The support unit meat sack for the biological supercomputer. There you go.
There you go.
I don't think that far ahead. Something's gonna kill me one day, and that's gonna be it for me. But I'm gonna have fun until then. So cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good night, Moose.
Better Moose.
I'll see you guys.
Good night,
Everybody,
Moose.
check out Moose Maneuver.
Cheers.
I suppose I should have put people in the freaking description line. I always forget to do that.
Oh, well, just tell them to
Not
watch the
always.
video. Watch the replay.
You'll find us.
What, Judge Maddie? What, Maddie?
Yeah, I see that.
I
see that. That's quite interesting.
Oh boy.
Have a good code
quite
refresh.
that one right there. I had to actually wait for it to actually populate over here on the StreamYard side. There's a little bit of a delay. But yeah, there you go. That's very interesting.
very.
Of course, they're onto it. They actually shut it down over on the YouTube side after the second airing the second day of stuff. There's been a couple others. That have actually been running. I think MLS Law was running the particular case. He ran some of it tonight.
Is that what they're talking about over on Shivsies?
Yep.
Whitmere kidnapping?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is.
I saw that and I was like, what's this all about? Then I saw the lawyers. I'm like, oh, it must be something lawyery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is that hairdo on that dude? I just popped over there and they've got a picture. Oh, the judge. What the heck? No, dude. You're too old to be having a hairdo like that. My son-in-law has a hairdo like that. You don't need to have a hairdo like that.
Oh, you'll have to show me later.
Ay.
Throw a link in the chat so Frog can pull it up. Because I'm interested in what the hairstyle is. And I'm too lazy to go find it myself.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do for us.
as the MC of the show.
It's one of those. It's a mohawk, but it's a long hair. It's like the Viking look that a lot of guys have. But this guy looks like he's a little bit too old to have that look. You know, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be wearing that. My son-in-law has that, but he's 25. Oh no, he's older than that. He's in his 30s.
So it's like a faux hawk?
Yeah.
The long hair combed up and gelled up into the middle to sort of look like an axe head.
Well, it looks like it's all pulled up into. I thought it was like all shaved except for a ponytail and back, but then I realized that he had it actually pulled into
a man bun.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what you're aiming at.
That's it. With the head, with the shaved on the sides. Yeah.
I know who you're on about, and he's got tattoos.
Oh, okay. So
Has he got
shaved on
tats?
that's an undercut man bun with tattoos.
Yeah.
He's got tattoos on his head.
Yeah, he's one of the main guys. Yeah.
And man, what is it with women? I think I blinked, and like I go out now, and like every woman has a freaking tattoo, and not just like a cute little butterfly tattoo. I'm talking like a full size, like quarter, half, full sleeve tattoo.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
My daughter's doing her leg. My daughter's doing her left leg at the moment. It looks good though.
Some of them are decent. You know, like I've seen like Clumsy's tattoos that she's got. She's got quite a few of them, and the ones that she does show, they're tastefully done as opposed to being some ridiculous eccentric sleeve of whatever it is.
Ellie, you're just too straight to be hanging with us, girl.
No, that
You don't drink,
I guess
you don't do
puts
drugs.
you in the minority.
Don't do
That's
drugs.
all. Not
Yeah,
a
right.
big deal.
Yeah.
I'm about 33% covered myself. But
tattoo,
I
though.
was a sailor. I was a sailor.
Ellie, I'm with you. I got zero.
It's expected.
I could swear like a sailor.
So can my
Me too.
wife. My wife can make me blush.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for
Good
her.
girl, good
Yeah.
girl.
Every once in a while she'll pop off with something. And I'm looking at her being like, I can't believe that came out of your mouth. Holy shit. She's like, why? And I'm like,
that's how
because
most
that'd have been
people
something
look at
I
me.
said, 20 fucking years ago.
That's awesome. Good for
Yeah,
her.
my wife's awesome. My wife is awesome.
Yeah, I have a good husband. He puts up with my shit, so yeah.
As long as your relationship isn't like a mutual antagonism,
No,
I
we
think
get
it
along
should
great.
be okay.
We're best friends. We get along great. When we
Yeah,
were
my
younger,
problem
we
was-
used to do the whole pa 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 pa, but not now.
Now, my problem was it took me forever and a day to figure out you need to be with somebody who's as weird as you are.
Yes,
And then you know what? They're no problems.
and you want to do the same things that you want to do,
Yep.
and enjoy doing those things with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on live. You going to bed? Okay. My hubby's going to bed. Good night.
Good night, Richard.
Night, everyone.
No.
Oh.
Later, Richard. Have a good one, dude.
He just waved as he wanders out of the room.
Oh.
While I
He's
was
a
in
shitty.
California, we went to one of our dates we went to Magic Mountain. And yeah, splurged on, the passes for, the head of the line passes and the double rides and all that stuff. Just completely splurged on that. And that was a good day.
Nice.
That was one of those. You get out to the car by the end of the day and you're moving slow.
That is a good day.
You
That's an
covered
awesome
the park
day.
and then some. man, that's when they had they just released that Green Lantern ride, which was that thing was so horrible. That was worst ride, one of the worst rides I've ever been on. But that's when they had Tatsu, was one of the roller coasters, and it'd take you over this ledge, and it would rotate the seat around to where you were basically falling backwards. So nice. So nice. It's like, oh, this is what a dragon feels like. Yes. So yeah, we did that one. We did that one a lot.
Yo, that's awesome.
Oh, you start getting near the end of the day. If you've got a double ride bracelet, but nobody's in line, you can ride it as many times as you want. They don't give a shit.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wait, wait. Jimmy Buffett died?
Oh,
Jimmy
no.
Buffett.
What?
No way.
What?
That's what Mike just said.
That's impossible. Stop it.
What?
He's part of the elite.
No. When?
Really?
Oh, is he drinking a rum and coke? I thought that was a
Hey,
peanut.
Jiraiya.
Hi,
Good
Jiraiya.
evening.
What's up, Jara?
Well,
Good to see
good morning.
Good evening. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's true.
No, I haven't looked yet.
Wow.
September 1st,
76.
2023. Yep. The age is 76.
Wow.
I mean, I think most everybody knows about probably what Margaritaville, 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Right?
Yeah.
So many great songs that came from that guy.
Chill in Margaritaville.
Son of a Sailor.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's
Boy, Wikipedia is quick to. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Wikipedia was on top of it within moments.
Man, they're
Here we
quick.
go.
let's see. It
Now,
says
normally
he
when
was-
people like this actually pass, I usually have the tendency to go ahead and say I don't care about the monetization of the particular show, and I'll play a song. Usually, I'm
No,
not
we get you, bro.
against. I'm not
We get you,
against
bro.
doing it, but because it's usually just a copyright, it's not a big deal. It's something that I can edit out later if I really need to.
Oh no, because everybody here knows the words. We could do a freaking quick, crazy chorus.
And
of,
that's exactly. We could probably do Margaritaville without even thinking about it.
Yep.
Whatever. So then here you go. Here's the legendary singer Jimmy Buffett, has best known for Margaritaville, has died. Statement posted on his website and social media channels said Saturday he was 76. Passed away peacefully in the night of September 1st, surrounded by family, friends, music, and dogs. He lived his life like a song till the very last breath and would be missed beyond measure by so many.
Wow.
And that's all they put in. That's all they put in.
Oh,
there.
no,
That's
that's beautiful.
mainstream. That's mainstream. Go ahead and
Limestream.
Nope. That was that's a pretty good tribute. He lived his life like a song.
wait until tomorrow. During regular show, I'll probably find something better from like Variety, where somebody will do a massive tribute of some sort, and we'll go read through that as well.
Oh yeah. There's bound to be all kinds of tribute videos come up on YouTube in the next week or so.
Oh yeah.
No, man, that was another great I did not manage to get to see.
Same. Yeah.
No, I've been to Rum Runners down in Key West though.
Oh, really? That's cool. Must
Or
have been
no,
good
that's
memories.
Oh yeah. Key West, that was a good time. There was all kinds of cool stuff to do and see in Key West.
So we'll see how everybody's memory actually is, and we can do that. We can all sing our or sing this out or whatever if we really want to.
I'll just mute.
How does it start? Does everybody remember?
Wasted away again in Margaritaville.
No. It
Nope.
doesn't go straight to that.
I was just gonna do the chorus. That's the easiest.
Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All you parrot heads covered with oil. The feathers and signs and pins, strumming my 6-string on my front porch swing. You smell those shrimp, hey, they're beginning to boil. Bubble, 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 bubble. I don't know that. I had no clue that those were the next 4 words. I would have never actually thought about that he actually says those 4 words. Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
Salt. Where's the damn salt?
Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know.
Nope. And I know this is somebody's fault.
This is something.
That's the first one because it changes.
Oh my gosh, just butchered the song. What the hell?
I don't know the
that
reason.
sucks.
Stayed here all season with nothing to show but that
this
brand new tattoo. Hell
But
yes,
it's
it
a
hurts.
real beauty.
But it's a real beauty.
A
Oh, I think
Mexican
she might be
cutie.
a Nantucket cutie. Or maybe she's from the vineyard. I haven't got a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Am I seriously breaking up?
Nope. Not here. You might
I
be on
keep
the
on
stream.
hearing a crackle on my end. Searching for my
That's
lost
just your voice,
shaker of
sweetheart.
salt. Where's the damn salt? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I agree with that. And I know it's all you women's fault.
And I know.
Is that from one of the live versions?
Down.
Oh, Sean, come on, man. Give me a break. I'm medicated. I got a medicated memory.
Old men in tank tops, cruising the gift shops. The lost first checking for Chiquitas down by the shore. I found them, I found them. They dream about weight loss. Oh, wish they could be their own boss. Those 3-day vacations became such a bore. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop top. I broke my leg twice and had a limp on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render. That frozen concoction that helps me hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Course, wasting away again in Margaritaville. Come on, y'all.
Oh, come on. This has got like fucking 6 versions of the damn song.
That's where the ship is headed. Searching for my lost shaker of salt. Salt. Where's the damn salt? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame.
Man,
But I know it's my own damn
fault.
That's what the therapist said.
Yeah, that's
Some
a
people
live version.
claim
That's
that
no
there's
fair.
a woman to blame. They're always in, and I know it's my own damn fault. Welcome home, everybody. Salt, salt, salt. Lucky we stayed. Thank you all very much. You sure make a boy from Mississippi feel right home in Wisconsin. thank you all. That's, so no matter how you actually say his words, it's actually a decent song. I love my job. Thank you. Thank you again. Parrot heads, not only for tonight, but 30 years of doing this. I just feel very lucky to be doing it. Here's a little song to send you in your way. Thank you again, everybody. We love you.
That must have been from Alive.
It had to have been. I seriously put Mark Vitterville lyrics, and this is the lyrics that it came up with for me. Released in 1977, the same year that I was actually born. Amazing.
I put it in, and it says it's genius.com, and it talks about the original Changes in Latitude, Changes in Attitude album, live, Lovely Cruise, with Sammy Hagar, with Alan Jackson, and with Tampico Trauma. That's 6 different versions of that song.
Yes, I remember Alan Jackson having his own version.
That was the he broke my leg in 2 places, had to limp back home, because it was like, wait a minute, he cut his heel. He didn't break his leg in 2 places. What the fuck? Oh shit! Yeah. That's why I couldn't keep up. I'm not doing the right damn lyrics. I've got greatest hits, man. Give me a break.
Well, you're welcome for the bleeding ears, Clumsy.
Hey, thank you for the attempt, because most of the stuff you hear on the radio was engineered to hell and back.
True that.
Yeah.
That's why anything I do that has vocals, my vocals don't sound all that great, because I don't process the fuck out of them. And I sure as hell don't use auto-tune, because that makes my voice sound absolutely alien. But hell,
You
maybe
could
I'll try
always
it
sing it
sometime.
in like the baby voice, Frog. That would be cute.
Yeah, with as deep as my voice is, that turns it into like a normal person's voice.
You do have a very deep voice. A very deep voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
It's 20 plus years of smoking Marlboros and drinking Jack Daniels. I got my voice the same way Janice got hers.
Salt. What? The damn thing isn't working. Yeah, seriously, it's not. I clicked on the baby voice and it's
No.
voice mod's not working.
No.
Oh no, it's glitched out.
The thing
I'm
is,
glad it's glitched out, because I think if you'd have done that, I'd have flipped on you for a second. What the fuck?
Why is it?
Because I totally forgot you had those
It
buttons.
sucks. Is it
It's funny.
still not working? That's fucked up.
No.
You want me to smack it around for you?
I mean,
but the first article, one of the first articles I saw was something about him being in the hospital earlier in the year, or was it late last year? But yeah, he'd been in the hospital.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
So
Because he had canceled his tour. He had a tour going, and back in May he was actually hospitalized for a bit.
okay, there it is.
Poor Jimmy. 78 in this day and age is not that old anymore. I'm in my 50s. I'm going to be 53 in 2 weeks, so it's not old at all. And I'm sticking to it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, my wife's 55.
Ooh.
so okay.
Like wine. Wine with
Oh
time.
yeah. Yep.
Damn salt.
That's all you get.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Salt. Salt. I used to sing happy birthdays like this. So, I
Okay.
Oh, if I could figure out the audio chain, at one point I was doing voice acting auditions for something in Doctor Who for Daleks, and that forced me to go out and learn how to do all the modulation for that. So one of the patches that I've got built in Logic Pro is for turning my voice into a Dalek voice. Wish I could figure out how to chain that through so I could flip a switch and do that. That'd be fun. For me, anyway. I don't know how y'all. Because it got real quiet. Oh, great. Pastor Rapture's sitting around being like, exterminate! Clip it. Clip it, you bastard. I dare you. Clip it. Clip it.
Clip it. Clip it. No, not going to happen.
No, not going to happen.
Only because you asked.
Hello, Inbound.
That one live stream conspiracy was doing, they Googled something from Google, clicked on a Google link, and it was a freaking porn link. So yeah, and wait for it to go to go to archive and go back and edit that out. But he turned it into clip art.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, from Google. Go figure, right?
Oh, well, of course. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Well, but then, of course, the whole audience is like, dude, what have you been Googling for to give that to you?
Well, right?
You're really
Well,
confused, Annie.
It was like watching some of the lawyers bringing up some things, and we're like, are you looking at that for real? Dude,
yeah.
Maybe you should get rid of your history before you start pulling other things up.
Yeah, seriously, dude, clear your browser.
Yeah. Get rid of that before you start showing the rest of this class. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
I didn't
because that's happened. Because that's happened. Dude was doing something during a live stream, and he goes into his search engine and he starts typing like THD space, and the stuff that came up afterwards was like, dude, what have you been searching for?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy.
I mean, it was the easiest sites for child prawn.
No.
Oh, it was nasty. It was nasty. It was along those lines, but it's like, oh, come on, man.
That's bad. That's just bad.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I
one
know
thing
I
if
used to probably
Ray's underwear
drive.
pops up, but
I used to drive the net nanny crazy because when I was my last couple of years in service was when I was working on my bachelor's. So if it was a night that I had duty and I had to stay in the building until midnight, I'd be working on homework from there. So some of the stuff, and I was working on my homeland security studies degree.
oh boy.
So some of this, I mean, all the crazy stuff I got to look up for all the different warfares, all the different terrorist agencies and franchises, and just so much crazy stuff. I know I drove the netminder crazy doing it at work. Dude, why are you looking up Al Qaeda at work? Because it's part of the homework assignment. Identify 5 contemporary, terrorist organizations. Oh, come on, man. Al Qaeda, you getting freaking emails from the net nannies. Yeah. Fun days. Fun days.
Just passing a little time, that's all.
Hey, I did a great paper for my political science class. I did a great paper on marijuana prohibition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're talking,
You remember it?
I've got it saved somewhere. I would have to dig it up, but
I
I
did.
can dig that up and figure out how to get my actual name off of it.
No, right.
Post it up somewhere. But yeah, all kinds of different, references, citations, quotes. I mean, yeah, very, very nice paper. Got an A on it. But yeah, digging into marijuana prohibition on a military computer.
Oh,
Well,
just an asshole thing to do.
yeah, well.
Maybe.
You were doing it for a good cause.
Yeah, good grades. Can't
Yeah.
sitting around and work freaking after hours watching anime. That don't enhance
I
your
like to
life.
see that too. Right? But
Oh
I
no,
like to see
that's
that too.
sitting around watching that stuff. That was for deployments. Sitting around on watch in a gun mount. And let me rephrase. In a fully automated gun mount. That once you throw the switch after it's loaded, somebody else has control of the gun. Full control of the gun. You don't need to be in the space.
Wow.
But the CEO had issues with us gunners mates, so we stood watch in an automated gun mount. So got a lot of TV watching done. So a lot of anime, lot of CSI, because that was one of the pirated DVD sets you could get overseas that would work in the DVD player. So yeah, you could get full seasons of shows on the black market over there for, I don't know, $5 or $6 for a full season.
Wow.
So yeah, I had like at that time I had all of CSI, so it was like 8 seasons.
Oh my god. 8 seasons in many different cities.
This was before they spun it off into 3 or 4 different cities. This was the original Las Vegas CSI.
Oh, okay.
With all the original really good core characters.
Okay.
That they
Because
very
I
slowly
like the
got rid
original
of.
CSI.
Oh yeah, it was well written. I mean, very nice, science fiction. Science. Well, let's see, because that was forensics. So science fiction forensics. There you go. And that was one of those pop culture phenomenons that increased enrollment in forensic sciences for several years.
Right?
Hey, I want to be a CSI. That looks really exciting. Not realizing what the job actually entails.
Hey, when I was 9, I saw Temple of Doom. No, Indiana Jones. And I wanted to be an archaeologist just like everybody else.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, wanting to be Indiana Jones.
Right?
Nope, not bad at all. You got to have a degree in archaeology, and you got to know all this other really cool stuff. Yeah, you'd have to work really hard to actually, try and achieve that. That'd be a lot of hard work.
And you got to know how to use a whip.
Seriously,
I mean, I already know that.
If you do you remember the original Batman with Catwoman, with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman? Oh man, and all the on the bonus for the DVD for that, it showed all the training that she went through to be able to handle the whip that she did. But she was doing her own stunt work. But dude,
What's up,
working with
Involved?
that
Good
bullwhip,
to see you. Glad you're here. It says evidence collection and shit work.
How's my whip skills? Let's see. Non-existent.
Well, he doesn't have any hair to whip anymore, so. I whip my hand. I whip my hand.
No, I just just like Indiana Jones. You're gonna wave the sword. I'm just gonna shoot you.
That's my favorite scene. Oh my god. Just goes, boom.
The whole man, I just don't have time for this. Bang.
Exactly. I love that scene. What's the other one that oh, in the end when everybody melted. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a
Not
sick
at the
kid.
age that my grandmother took me to see that movie. No.
Oh, don't know, Grandma.
Oh yeah, that was a rough couple of months after that. Closing your eyes at night and watching people's faces melt. Not good for the tender mind. No, no.
Oh,
At least you
appeal
know
of
when you-
anime. I don't know. Is anybody an anime watcher?
No.
Besides,
What
Raptor?
is the
You've
appeal
watched some
of
anime.
I think when you're absolutely up to your eyeballs sick of graphic violence, like J.J. Abrams, The Expendables, that kind of shit in every fucking movie they're releasing. When you're just sick of that and you want to go back and see some just old school morality tales, trying to teach children, a much better way of thinking than, what they're being taught in schools now these days. So such as, treat people the way that you would like to be treated, such as stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's the appeal of anime, because you have a tendency of seeing that more in the realm of anime than you do in anything live action. But that's just my experience and from what I've seen.
Just to add something for somebody that does not watch anime, when you walk into a Discord and there's 6 people sitting there and they're all watching anime, you have the tendency to go, oh, okay. And you should say 0 things for a whole day because you don't want to interrupt them and you have no input on the ridiculous cartoon that they're watching.
You were about yesterday.
Which is what some of them turn into.
It's just something that I like to pick on Jimmy when it comes to the cartoon thing, whatever, because it's funny. But yeah, absolutely. When
You do like to pick on that child.
I just seriously, I can't watch anime. There's nothing that's ever been. He's tried to show me a couple things, and I've actually gone through and actually watched a couple of episodes, and I can't.
And it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's perfectly okay.
Yep, that's true.
I think if you checked out some Psychopaths, you might like that because it's pretty meta. At least the first season. The second season, not as good, but they do that a lot.
I don't remember what it was that he actually tried to show me either. I couldn't. Nothing that I remember.
Oh, were you guys just watching something the other day?
No, it's been a bit since I've actually watched anything that was anime related. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Maybe a month ago.
Okay.
I have a hard time being interested in it.
Yeah, Akira. Yeah, we'll throw that one in there too. Akira was extremely well done. So I've heard several people suggest if you want to introduce somebody to anime, Akira's a good one. It's a bit violent. It's got the same amount of type of violence as a regular Hollywood flick, but it is what it is.
I want to say I've seen that one, but I can't remember if I have or not. I like a lot of the Studio Ghibli's. Those are animations I really like. I also like the Chinese animations, the White Snake and Green Snake series.
Bigfoot. Okay. Sure, bro.
Bigfoot.
Sean. He's like, onto a serious
Believe in
subject.
Bigfoot. Why
No,
not?
see, Gurren Lagann had a lot of morality lessons in it, and actually amazing how many they managed to squeeze into that series. The original Dragon Ball has a decent amount of morality tales in it as well. Not so much Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is a lot of screaming and yelling and powering up, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense after watching Dragon Ball.
So my husband was and still does watch Fist of the North Star. He'll watch that over and over.
Yeah, that's good classic anime. That's nice.
I used to watch Battle of the Planets, or
which was based on Gatchaman, which I own.
I was just gonna say it, or it's called Gatchaman. Loved that. It was awesome.
Ninja Science Team, yes. Did a lot of artwork around Battle of the Planets.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring?
No, you guys are good.
Oh no! I mean, it had all the stuff I wanted. It had the ninjas. It had the flaming phoenix. Come on, how cool is that?
So, Battle of the Planets, or Gatchaman, was a what do you call it? Is not prelogue. Is it? What the hell you call it? It's before the Power Rangers.
Predates.
Yes, thank you. It predates the Power Rangers, but it's very much like the Power Rangers, like where their pieces go together to create a bigger type of machine. So
which
they
you went
did
on
that.
to see, which you went on to see further in what?
And Power Rangers.
Yeah, but where else did you see it?
They did that in Battle of the Planets.
Well, they also did it in two different versions of Voltron.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, you had the version of Voltron with the lions, and then you had the version of Voltron with the vehicles.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't like the one with vehicles.
And then there's Transformers.
Of course, yes.
Gotta love Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch the Beast Wars Transformers?
No.
Oh yeah,
I have not watched. Yeah, I have not watched modern Transformers.
I have to answer this question as it was directed towards me. This is Koolfrogg thoughts on Bigfoot. 6-month update. Some believe, some don't, and I'm not going to tell you which way you need to go. That's up to you, bro. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's a 50-50 chance that he exists. People that have seen things, well, you know what? They've seen things. Can't deny them their experience.
Exactly.
I've seen things.
6-month update is right there. That was the first question he ever asked me, and he hasn't left yet. So.
Oh my God, it is, isn't it?
I've seen things you people would not believe.
Oh, I might.
It will.
What have you seen? Have you seen ghosts?
Ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. Z-beams glittering in space. Vicky
so you
knows
want
what
psychedelics?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Come on.
Exactly.
Yes, we were talking about them for medical purposes. They serve a very strong medical purpose. Beats the hell out of any psychotropics the doctor might give you that were produced in some factory somewhere.
Agreed. I agree.
I have a question. I don't know if Clumsy's actually caught on yet. Is that supposed to be in like 12 minutes? Or is it supposed to be the 23 hours?
Oops.
I think that might kind of mislead a couple people.
Oh, I'm lost. Sorry.
Her stream. That's why she walked out of here. Whatever she said, she had to set up her stream to do her thing or whatever. She does live tarot readings, and it says 23 hours for 12:55 on the 3rd. Just being sure that that's exactly what it's supposed to be, or because I know
Huey jumped in there and said, "What?" Fred's like,
technically
"Wow, over
listening.
23 hours."
Well, I said first over there, and then I popped back over here and said, "Clumsy." Is this true?
Event Horizon. That is a creepy movie. That is a very well done psychological thriller. I mean, it's got a high level of gore in it, which I really don't like all that much, but it ticks away at your brain. So yeah, if you have not seen it and you want a good creep out, I highly suggest it. Halloween would be a good time for it. That's coming up, so make that your Halloween movie.
Okay. I can do that.
What? Sean D, stop drinking. Your brain has gone places that it doesn't need to go. You guys ever seen Twilight? One of the best horror flicks. What the fuck are you on?
Sean.
He's on sarcasm.
Talking about that with my child today. Do you know when that shit came out, me and my oldest was all into it, and we went to the movies and we got the record, and it was one of the greatest movies. No, not at all time at all. No. It sucked.
I don't think they're supposed to glisten or look like they have glitter all over their bodies.
Glittering vampires.
You know, the chick who wrote that was a Mormon, right?
That answers a lot of questions.
And this happened. That she wrote this because of her having a dream about a sparkly vampire.
Oh God.
So she's wearing her magic underwear, and she's trying to come up with a scheme to be the next John Smith. So they're not vampires; they're actually sparkly angels. I don't know.
Well, now we know how your wives can torture you guys if you misbehave with them. Make them watch Twilight. Dose them first. Make them watch Twilight.
Oh, my wife wouldn't watch that.
Well, I didn't say she had to watch it.
Oh. No, see, what's another really weird one? Beyond the Black Rainbow. And I want to say it's available on Amazon. But, oh yeah, you want another really, really fucking weird sci-fi horror movie. That'll do it for you. That one didn't creep me out as much as Event Horizon. Let's just say it left me disturbed. So definitely a psychological aspect to it that, yeah, the movie's over with and you're wandering off to the kitchen and you're like, yeah, that bugs me. I can't tell you why, but that bugs the shit out of me. So if you're looking for something like that.
You know, psychological thrillers can be just as terrifying, if not more so, than the gory ones.
Oh, absolutely. I prefer those over the gore fests anyway, because
I do too.
That gets boring. It's like, oh, blood spatter. Oh, body parts. Right. Oh, people dying all over the place. Dismemberment. Decapitations. Oh, God, I'm fucking bored. Can we go home yet? I I watched. I think I gorged on those for like 6 months. My first marriage, my first wife loved those movies. So, we got our Blockbuster membership, and we'd be going there on Fridays and picking up, at least one of those types of movies. And after about 6 months, you're just like, I'm so bored of this because it all blends into just the same freaking movie.
Right? Kind of does.
I mean,
Texas
come
Chainsaw
on.
Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. What was the other one that
we're
followed
pattern-seeking monkeys. Our brains are set up to find patterns because patterns help you organize shit. So yeah, you you go basically one after another with those things. After a while, it's like, didn't we watch this already?
What's up, Fred?
The wife will pull up something on a new movie channel, something that was done this century, and she'll be watching. She's using it like as background stuff to veg while folding laundry or cleaning house or whatever, right?
Right.
But you stand there and you watch it for a couple minutes, and it's like, I've seen this before. And you're pulling the menu up and be like, nope, this was made in 2020. I know I haven't actually watched this, but I've seen this before. And it's gotten to that point to where Hollywood's afraid of AI taking over its writing, and I'm saying it wouldn't make a fucking difference at this point. Seriously, you give an AI a definition of your 7 different archetypes, or is it 8 archetypes? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
And then, again, you give it all the data on, how many different kinds of stories are there? There are finite amounts of different kinds of stories. So you give it all of that available data, and it can't produce anything worse than what we're seeing in the theaters now these days. Because all we're seeing is the same, what's a good word? Fluff. We're watching fluff. And it's done up with CGI. And CGI now these days isn't even that good anymore.
Yeah.
From all the reports that I've watched from Critical Drinker. But it's just, they keep doing the same damn, and it's not even sequels. It's just, you take the story, you throw different characters, different blah, 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 all into it, and you put it back out, and it's still the same shit. But yeah, so this is why we're looking at so much hard going back to reading books. I'm going to put the theater in my head.
Books are a great pastime, and they're cheap.
Oh yeah, go to thrift books.
Yeah,
thrift books save you a lot of money.
Nice annoying Sean.
Night,
Ellie.
And Bulb says, I never learned how to read. Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, that's
a lot of good books out there.
I was a hooked on phonics kid.
Nice.
Well, because Mom, as a school teacher, didn't want to spend the time with me. So, yeah, anything to get the kid to learn on his own. Got a lot of that.
I remember when that
phonics works. It worked. I've read 2 grade levels ahead of my peers my entire life, and that was because of that. So, oh yeah, in my life, you know how books are. It's great escapism. I read a lot of books growing up, and then my first boat had a really, really big library. And before the age of satellite TV or internet, and running all the entertainment systems, ships would run their entertainment systems. That boat could run 2 different movies at the same time on two different channels. And of course, it was a movie that
really
been
cool.
played 100 times already. Small movie library, but really big physical library. So I read a lot. Good. It's good.
So, What's up, T-Rex? What's up, brother? Good to see you.
T-Rex?
Oh, hey, T-Rex.
Just parked. How's everyone
Hey,
doing? We're
yeah.
doing great. Good to see you again. We're actually getting ready to actually wrap up, as though it says 23 hours. Clumsy's actually supposed to start here within the next minute or so, hopefully. All that being said, if everybody hasn't done so, please click that like button for me. Share this out to those places you like to share things, and let all your friends know where you like to hang out. Don't forget to come back later on tonight. I actually have Radix Firm actually joining me here for conversations with Koolfrogg, myself and her. Tomorrow will be V Radio, and next weekend would be Clumsy Clairvoyance is here with me for conversations with Koolfrogg on Saturday night. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you. Anybody want to say anything before we actually walk out the door?
Oh, thanks
Peace
for
out.
inviting me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night or morning.
Peace out.
Yeah. good
Stand
night,
by
good
for the
night.
album.
Night.
It'll come out whenever my distributor releases it. So I'll let y'all know. The artwork's on Discord in the general room.
Awesome.
Nice. If you don't know how to get in there, simply by joining and becoming a member of the Frog Army gets you a link to said Discord.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
And say hi. Take care, guys.
Peace.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.